Hello, hello, everybody. How are you? Salam alaikum. How are you guys doing? Oh, man. It's been an interesting week. Very revealing. Very telling. Very telling indeed. What they will do to screw over the working class, or what they won't do, rather, what they won't do. Yes, or what they won't do, rather. So, let's just jump right into it, man. Let's just jump right into it. One reminder. Make sure that you hit the like button. The algorithm. You know how it goes. We have 188 people watching, but only 109 likes. So make sure that those numbers are the same. So, yeah, Habibi Collins said, masks off. These people in Congress, they've been listening to too much Future, man. They really mask off. Fuck it, mask off. Honesty is always appreciated. And at least we're seeing who's really on the side of the workers. What's that phrase again? If you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house, right? Well, there are a lot of people this week who do live in glass houses, and boy, they've been throwing a lot of stones, and it did not pan out well for them. So let's get into it, man. Let's get right into it. Let us get right into it. So hold on. Let me just make sure we're recording over here. Let me make sure that everything is Gucci. All right. So like I was saying, it's the great unmasking. The great unmasking is upon us. The veil has been lifted. The veneer has come off. Yes? Thank you for the super chat. I just heard that. But let me get to what I want to say. Ever since Jimmy Dore has been making this push for Medicare for all, to get the progressives in the Democratic Party to withhold their vote for Nancy Pelosi to become Speaker of the House and leverage that against her, right, in order to get a vote on Medicare for all. Ever since he started that, you've had people on the so-called left, the so-called American left, which is essentially the right, coming out to attack him, and quite viciously, I might add, right? And I mean, not just him, but especially him, and even me. And we'll get to that in a second, right? So a lot of interesting development. Now, look. The first one I want to show you over here. Take a look at this one. This is from Anna Kasparian, right? TYT, right? She's from over at TYT. So y'all tell me if you can see that. Give me one sec. Thank you for the super chats. I can hear them in the background, but we just got to get this up for you over here. There we go. So, okay. So what Anna said is, it's one thing to debate the strategies lawmakers like AOC should take. My issue with Dore is that I don't believe he says anything in good faith. It's incredible to witness his rage-filled demands of some lawmakers while he refused to hold Tulsi accountable for a damn thing. And then if you scroll down underneath, she says also attacking AOC is more of his branding exercise than anything else. With that said, pressuring politicians to actually represent us is the right thing to do. Oh, really? You think? I just question his intentions, and for good reason. Even a broken clock is right twice a day, etc., etc. So she has an issue with his intentions. How can I put this frankly? I don't give a shit. I mean, I know Jimmy has good intentions regardless, but you just said that this is the right tactic. So why are you making this about Jimmy? Like, you sat down, you had a couple of tweets to write, you did 3 tweets, and you decided to use them on Jimmy. Why? What does it have to do with him? Like, forget that he said that. Pretend somebody else gave you the idea, if it makes you sleep better at night, right? Because you just admitted it's a good idea. So what's wrong with that? Now, we're not done with that. Hold on. Afterwards, Anna got more angry. And she started saying things like that Jimmy was that hold on, let me show you. This is what she said. She said that Jimmy lied about her. Quote, more lies include that I smeared Assange, when in reality I've defended Assange and outlined what his prosecution means for journalists. Why does Jimmy need to smear everyone around him who dares to question him? He's a toxic and dishonest person, unquote. Really? Look, you might bullshit somebody else, but you're not bullshitting me. I was at the hearing. I don't recall seeing you or anyone from TYT, right? Home of progressives. I don't recall your presence, Anna. Where were you? The only thing that I seem to recall, man, I still remember that day. I was exhausted, like every goddamn day covering this hearing. And I mean, all of us were, right? You got Kevin waking up at 5 a.m. because he's in a different time zone. We're all sitting doing this crap like 8-9 hours a day. And then Anna gets asked about Julian Assange, and she's like, yeah, we'll give it some thought. And then she got mad on Twitter because people had to shame her basically into talking about Julian Assange. The only thing the TYT did was a 10-minute video about Julian Assange. Okay, the hearing, the extradition hearing, went on for a month. What was it, September 7th until October 3rd. Man, I can't even remember. It ended too early. It ended on a Thursday. That's what I remember. They had us coming in and out of the court like 4 times that day. So anyway, it went on for a month. And they did a 10-minute video, one 10-minute video. And then she says that she stood up for Assange. So what I told Anna, all right, I said, you haven't done jack for Assange. Sit down. And I called her out. You know, TYT, home of progressives, they got millions of dollars in equipment and budget. And they did a single 10-minute video on the entire Assange hearing, and only after being shamed into it. And do you know what the result was? She blocked me. She blocked me, man. Anna blocked me. That's what she did. You're blocked. She blocked me because of those 2 tweets. Because I called her out on her bullshit. Because, you know, she can go and bullshit other people. She can bullshit TYT's audience or whoever that, you know, oh yeah, I stood up for Assange. But she can't bullshit me. She can't bullshit you. You didn't do jack. You didn't do jack. You were shamed into doing some crappy, measly video. I don't tolerate this. She blocked me right straight up. We're not done, huh? We're not done. And by the way, once again, let me remind you, this has nothing to do with Medicare for all. You see what they're doing? Do you see how they're providing cover and they're derailing the conversation and changing the topic? How they got us conversing now about other things. Let's converse about Assange. I'm more than happy to, as a matter of fact. But do you see what they're doing here? They're making it about Jimmy Dore, and they're making it about some personal beef, anything except Medicare for all. It's interesting, right? What's the other girl's name? Francesca. She TYT as well. What does she do? She jumps in the debate. She starts attacking Jimmy as well, bringing up personal beef, bringing up old beef. And look what she decided to do. She decided to defend some goddamn CIA backpacker. I mean, like, dude, you get caught backpacking on the border between Iran and Iraq, 3 Americans, and you say you got lost. Who believes that nonsense, man? So she was running cover for some Al-Qaeda apologist, right? And she starts posting pictures of some private messages that she had with Jimmy Dore, and he was calling her out, right? And so she starts bringing this up. Okay. Oh, you're calling him CIA, Al-Qaeda. Yo, man. The guy was convicted of being a CIA agent in Iran. Okay. So what I told her is, look, man, I told her that, Jimmy's one of the only people who told the truth about Syria. And I forgot to thank him earlier when he was on my show for sticking up for my country against the lies and the propaganda. You should keep better company than Al-Qaeda apologist and imperialist, you clown. And that's some real shit. You know, Jimmy is one of the only people that would not only bring up Syria to begin with, but who is actually spitting facts, and bringing on people that were in Syria and not repeating DOD talking points. One of the only people, and they want to come out and say that, oh, he's just a grifter. He's doing this for money. Oh, yeah. I'm sure YouTube love monetizing videos about Syria, right? And and videos that go against the narrative, right? As we see all the time. They just love this kind of stuff, right? What a joke. If you want to make money, you're not going to cover Syria. You're not going to tell the truth about Syria if you want to make money. Okay? And then, to nobody's surprise, she blocked me too, Francesca. After that, she blocked me too. She straight up blocks me. Right? Take a look. You're blocked. That's it. She straight up blocks me, man. So we're not done. And again, this has nothing to do with Medicare for all. Do you see the mental gymnastics, the nonsense, the garbage, the gossip that they're trying to bring up just to deflect from Medicare for all, just to insulate the progressives in Congress, just to stop people from holding them accountable? Do you see what's going on here? Do you see how they're trying to run cover for them? Oh, they're good. They're good, huh? Look, it gets worse. So this is on Sam Sater's show, however you say his name, The Majority Report. Listen to what they're talking about now. Listen to this.
Seems to feed further into this kind of anti-politics that Jimmy does that can seem very progressive on its face, but appeals somehow to reactionaries. And, you always got to take a second look when that's happening. I was actually on with David Sirota last night on Kenzo Shibata's show. So I got up to speed on some of these ideas, and I thought they're very good. They made a lot of sense. Like the idea that you could, if it were possible to force a vote where Medicare for all could actually pass, then yes, they should absolutely do that. But the idea, like if they have this vote and we know it's going to fail, wouldn't that actually be bad for Medicare for all's chances going forward? Yes. And then Nancy Pelosi can say, oh, see, it's failing. Like, everyone can shut up about it. It's not politically.
No. Listen to me. Nancy Pelosi is already saying no. That's the whole point. That's why we're talking about forcing a vote, because she's the one already saying no. She's been in government for 30 years saying no. What chances are you referring to? Are you on crack? Are you on crack? If anything, this gives you a chance. If anything. The whole point is Nancy Pelosi is saying no. You didn't have a vote on it, and she's saying no. Unbelievable.
Viable. Like, why would you do that?
Exactly. And I think, yeah, you're spot on when you talk about how this is just really the politics of, it's nihilistic almost, and it's not really about building power. It's
Nihilistic. You know what's nihilistic? Leaving people without health care. You're killing them. That's nihilism, okay? This shows you that they care more about the survival of the party, right? Nihilism. Nihilism for who? For what? The party? Fuck the party. People are dying. They don't have health care. Millions of Americans have lost their jobs in this pandemic. And since jobs are tied to healthcare in America, yeah, makes it even worse. It was bad enough. Now it's even worse. It's already in a state of nihilism. Look at the fucking disconnect. Look at the disconnect between the workers and these people. For them, nihilism, oh, it's the party, like the establishment. No, nihilism is people with fucking diabetes not being able to go to the doctor, get their medication. It's people with cancer, people who can't even get a fucking a flu shot or antibiotics or fucking normal medication. They can't even afford that because they're broke. That's fucking nihilism. It's already there. People are already suffering. That's fucking nihilism, okay? People dying. And your solution is, we can't do it, man, because the party, the party comes first. Fuck you and fuck your party.
About being like the
how to do what you say, how to fall in line.
And then if you look at this over here, what Fiorella is saying, we already know that most Americans want this shit, but they want to tell you that, oh, look, man, it's not going to pass. It's never going to work. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe you should maybe you should get fucking rid of these assholes that are telling you, oh, it's not going to work, and the votes are not there. Well, fuck them then. It's not even a question of Democrats. Most people in America want this. You go poll Republicans. Most Republicans want this. The entire country wants it. Again, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this, man. These politicians work for you. If they're not working for you, you get fucking rid of them. Do you understand that? You don't just let them act however they want. You don't just give them a pass. You don't just wait for them. This is unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. It really is. Now we get to, now it's going next level, right? Now it's going next level. You ready? You ready for the next level? All right. Again, once again on the Majority Report. Okay. Oh man.
And but I think what's becoming clear, and what is clear with Jimmy Dore in particular, is that this is not about pressuring politicians to do something. This is not about a long-term strategy to empower the most progressive forces in the Democratic Party to get real change. This is about him trying to prove, and it's an easy thing to do, at least in terms of what his requirements for proof are, him trying to prove that they're all frauds and that really the only true person out there is him.
Or the guy who took Assad money.
Well,
awesome. Like, sorry. He accepted money. So there's the Jimmy Dore issue, which is fueled by anything from having an agenda, clickbait, and really like making left commentary, frankly, cheap because it's not nuanced and it's not sophisticated and it's not like he has a background in political theory or organizing or frankly any politics. We don't have actual movement leaders.
Okay, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What was that? You know what I told her on Twitter? Nomiki Kuntz thinks Jimmy Dore's voice is cheap because he lacks a background in politics. That's what she said. Again, I'm going to play you that part again. So there's no misunderstanding here. That is literally what she said. Okay, let me play it again for you, right? Hear it from her mouth. From her mouth.
Well,
Awesome.
well,
Awesome. Like, sorry. He accepted money. So there's the Jimmy Dore issue, which is fueled by anything from having an agenda, clickbait, and really like making left commentary frankly cheap because it's not nuanced and it's not sophisticated and it's not like he has a background in political theory or organizing or frankly any politics.
So you heard her, all right? You heard her. That's what she said. He's making leftist commentary cheap, according to her, because he doesn't have a background in politics. So this is what I told her. Since you want to play the elitist card, you might value my insight then. My family's UN. I grew up in the diplomatic community. I was educated alongside kids of politicians and ambassadors. Jimmy is spot on, and you are full of shit. You're derailing the fucking conversation for Medicare for all. You're covering for politicians, and she's insinuating that people without a background in politics shouldn't participate in discourse that affects them directly, which is a very smug, classist thing to say. That's exactly what she's saying. That is exactly what she's saying. Oh, you don't have a background in politics. Your commentary is not very nuanced, that boy. It's not nuanced enough. Can't tolerate that in this establishment. According to her, you have to work for the DNC, right? You have to be an imperialist hack. You have to be a Washington staffer to have a voice, right? You're not allowed to have a voice unless you have a background in politics. Okay, fine. You want to play the elitist card? I have a background in politics, all right? My whole family is a background in politics. I grew up with the kids of politicians, of leaders, of ambassadors. Fuck you, bitch. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're a classist bitch. You think that workers can't talk about Medicare for all during a fucking pandemic when they don't even have health care? When they ain't got no money, when their government is screwing them over in the richest nation on earth? That's the shit that you had to say in 2020 during the pandemic? That's what you came up with? Wanting health care? That's not nuanced enough? No, stop trying to overcomplicate shit. You don't understand how it works in Washington, D.C. No, the problem is we see very clearly how it works in Washington, D.C. Everybody's fucking corrupt. You got no excuse for this. You have all the money in the world. The will is not there. The will is not there. And you're shitting on the only people who want to force politicians into getting shit done. How fucking dare you? So I stopped her, man. You know, you want to play the elitist fucking card. All right. And then look what she tells me. Look what she told me then. Look what she replied to me. She said, that's not what I said. I said, if I want to know how to pass Medicare for all, I go to folks with experience doing so. Hold on a second. That's not what you said. No, that's exactly what you said. That's why I played the clip for you twice just now. You fucking heard her. She said he's making leftist commentary cheap because it's not nuanced and he doesn't have a background in politics and political theory. You just fucking said that. That's what you said. There's no mistaking here. So number one, you're fucking lying. And afterwards, she repeats it again. She fucking says it again. If I want to know how to pass Medicare for all, I go to folks who have experience doing so. Once again, like this elitist bullshit. Like, oh, man, pothead comedians, the working class, regular folk, you just don't get it. I go to people with experience. What experience? Who has experience passing Medicare for all? It's never been fucking passed, you dodo. That's why we're doing this shit and pushing them to fucking pass it, you dumbass. No one has experience passing it. The only experience you people have is not fucking passing it and leaving people without healthcare, even during a pandemic. Some fucking experience. Looks pretty fucking invaluable to me. Looks pretty fucking worthless to me. The fucking nerve of these people, man. Unreal. Look how her ass got ratioed. Like I'm not even I was like, you should have just been quiet. Like you just should have just been quiet, man. She got ratioed. I mean, it's not even funny. Hold on, let me scroll down over here. Look at that. Look at that ratio, man. She got lit the fuck up in the comments. Very funny read, honestly. Very funny read. We're not done. We're not done, though. We're not done. You heard her as well when she's repeating this stuff about Jimmy taking Assad money or whatever it is, right? He took Assad money. What does Assad have to do with Medicare for all? What does President Bashar al-Assad have to do with Medicare for all? Are you telling me that the Syrian president is secretly trying to get Americans health care through Jimmy Dore? And he did it for $2,000. Wow. Wow. You people are fucking lunatics. You're lunatics. Do you know that? I mean, look, no offense to Jimmy, but I'm pretty sure Bashar al-Assad has no fucking clue who he is, okay? I think the guy has bigger shit to worry about than a bunch of jagoffs in their bedrooms telling you that this is bullshit what you're saying. Pretty sure, you know? When you got 12 countries and NATO trying to overthrow you. I'm pretty sure you got bigger issues than Jimmy Dore. Paying him $2,000. These people are nuts. Look at the reaches. Look at these fucking reaches. So, right, Francesca does it. And now she does it. Nomiki does it. Oh, he takes Assad money. What does that have to do with Medicare for all? What did I tell you at the beginning about people who live in a glass house? If you live in a glass house, you shouldn't be throwing stones. Because it turns out that Nomiki, she loves her some regime change. So this is from my good friend Ben Norton over at the Grayzone. All right, hold on. Let me just move this window down over here so you can see it. There we go. These U.S. quote-unquote progressives like Nomiki Kunst are tools of imperialism. She backed pro-fascist NATO, which supported ex-Nazis in Operation Gladio, in its destruction of Libya, which still has no central government today. She even went to Libya with the U.S. government-funded CIA-linked regime change arm, NDI. Look at all of this. Oh, wow. She's just shameless about it too, man. She's shameless about it. Look at that. When I was in Libya working with organizers, they were all so grateful that NATO intervened, helping their revolution from Gaddafi. Hillary Clinton is right. If we didn't join NATO to help rebels, Libya would be Syria, where ISIS would have moved earlier. What the fuck does that even mean? You fucked both those countries. Everything you intervene in turns to shit. The longer Libya had a civil war, the longer Libya was unstable. NATO needed to intervene. No, you created that fucking civil war. You did that. And then you bombed the crap out of the country. And now you got slavery. You got this insane proxy war now with Egypt and Turkey and arms coming in from all, and jihadists coming in from all over the place, fighting over the oil fields. You're proud of that? You're proud of that. Look, it's just endless. Look at this shit. She just fucking loves NATO, man. I spent time with the revolutionaries there in 13. All they needed was weapons collection and military training after NATO tomahawked. Oh, yeah. God, we should have given them more fucking weapons. She said she has a hard-on for it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Seriously. And then she has the nerve. She's working for the NDI and she has the fucking nerve to talk about taking money from governments. And you know what I told her? You know what I told her, man? This her response, okay, about how she was training women activists and who wanted to run for office, right? And she's bringing up again the Assad money myth. This is a white savior complex. That's what it is, right? I asked her, tell me, how's Libya doing these days? She wouldn't answer me, of course, because she didn't feel like it. And, today she responded to Ben and she said, you're the one launching attacks on the left, right? So she responded to all of these. She said, you're the one launching attacks on the left. Is Hillary's pal wanting to find oil in Libya? Sidney Blumenthal really the one backing you? Who else would be so interested in dividing the left? You also added screenshots from tweets where I was quoting presidential debates. Yellow journal. Wow. That's rich. That's rich coming from her, man. So, I had to call her out. And I told her how it is. Man. I said, no one is dividing the left, like she claims. No one is attacking the left. You supported regime change. You support imperialism. You are a fucking neocon. You're a neoconservative. And then she blocked me. She fucking blocked me, man. Hey, how about that? How about that? How about that? It's a trifecta. It's the trifecta, guys. I got all three this week. I got blocked by Anna Kasparian, I got blocked by Francesca, and I got blocked by Nomiki. The boutique left really doesn't like it when actual Arabs confront them about their support for regime change wars and their disdainful reporting on Assange. It's so nice seeing the mask come off. It really is, man. It really is. It really is nice seeing the mask come off. You're going to sit there and do your white savior complex bullshit about, oh, look, man, I just went to Libya on, humanitarian endeavors. And I'm glad that we bombed the shit out of one of the most prosperous countries in Africa and, set it back 50 years and it's still in turmoil. And, hey, I mean, we fucked it up, but I'm a humanitarian and you are clearly evil. How dare you try to pressure politicians? Don't you take Assad money? Look at them, man. Look at them. Look how quickly they fucking ran away like a bunch of cowards. I could have been way worse, man, with them. They deserve way worse. Like there is no amount. There's no such thing as being too impolite with imperialists and scum like that. I mean, these people literally help advocate the murder, the pillaging, the rape, the plundering, the conquest of other countries. No amount of insult could suffice. Nothing. There's nothing I could possibly fucking say that would be enough. What she was doing in Libya, whether she knows it or not, is running cover for that bullshit, right? That's the cover for the invasion, right? So look, we're doing these little workshops over here, and I'm helping train women, and I'm doing these humanitarian activities. Meanwhile, we're bombing the fucking shit out of the country and toppling the government and stealing the oil and making sure that one of the strongest nations in the Arab world in Africa can't stand on its own 2 feet. right? It's just like when you hear American soldiers like, hey, look, man, you know, we just built a school in this village in Iraq after we fucking leveled it to the ground and filled it with depleted uranium. Aren't we great? Aren't we so magical? Look at us. We're the best. What would these Arabs do without us? What would these Arabs do without us? What would we do without you, Namiki? How would we ever survive? Thank you so much. Thank you for destroying our fucking countries. Thank you so much, you piece of shit. You motherfucker. You fucking coward asshole. Fuck all of you. And then Anna hanging out with Madeleine Albright. I mean, Jesus Christ. Why don't you go and get Henry Kissinger in the picture with you while you're at it? Huh? For those of you who are not familiar with the former Secretary of State, let me just play you a short clip of her talking about sanctions on Iraq. Yeah, in the early 90s. Here, take a look at this.
We have heard that 500,000 children have died. I mean, that's more children than died in Hiroshima. And you know, is the price worth it?
I think this is a very hard choice, but we think the price is worth it.
Fuck me. I mean, this is unreal. This is unreal. Like,
the following program.
You're hanging out with people like that, and then you have the nerve to talk about Jimmy Dore and Assad? You heard that woman. You heard what she just said. That's just the sanctions. That's just the fucking sanctions, right? Which they want you to believe always that sanctions are harmless, right? Oh, it's just, it's a soft tool. It's not something that actually harms. It's not like an invasion. We're not actually killing. Oh no, it's economic terrorism. It's siege warfare. 500,000 children. That's mass murder. That's fucking genocide. Assad is a joke compared to that, right? You want to talk about, you want to accuse people of hanging out with dictators and hanging out with people that are literally fucking evil. Look in the fucking mirror. Look at yourself in the fucking mirror. That's who people at TYT hang out with. And then they call themselves progressive. They hang out with mass fucking murderers. And then they want to come after Jimmy Dore because he's asking for health care. What the fuck does this have to do with Medicare for all? What does it have to do with Medicare for all? You know, you want to bring up Syria. The only thing that you should be saying is we shouldn't have intervened in Syria and used that money to give our own people health care. That's some sane, rational, moral, ethical, logical thing to say, right? These people are imperialist scum. That's what they are. Okay? And then they have the fucking nerve to talk about others. I mean, it's frankly amazing. And you know, Nomiki talking about trolls. Look at this. Oh, troll tweets at me. Troll tweets in the last hour. Oh. Nah, your fucking mask came off. Your fucking mask came off. And people are calling you out on it. That's what happened, okay? This is what happens when you support NATO bombing campaigns. This is what happens when you think that your own people don't deserve healthcare during a pandemic, all right? It's not trolls. This is what Nomiki supports. This is what people at TYT support. This is what the progressive left supports. This is what these people support. This is what they support. That's what they support. Regime change, destruction. And then they want to claim that they're on the left. And then they want to claim they're on the fucking left. You are fucking neocons. You are no different than Wolfowitz, Rumsfeld, Powell, Rice, Bush. You are right along there with them. You saw her fucking tweets. Man, we had to intervene because, you know, we're a force for good and America has to police the world. And if we hadn't, then this and that. Yeah, Yeah, you're a fucking neocon. You are a neoconservative. That's what you are. Indistinguishable. Fucking distinguishable from George Bush, from Dick Cheney, from Donald Rumsfeld. Indistinguishable. They're fucking like shameless about it. Like she still won't even apologize, right? Still trying to deflect. And I want to make something clear, man. I want to make something very clear. This is not a question of like, oh, I'm a better leftist than you, or I'm a real leftist and you're a fake leftist. No. This is, she's a fucking neocon. These people are on the same side as George Bush, as Dick Cheney. They're justifying murder, imperialism. They're justifying regime change wars. During the pandemic, no one has health care. Everyone's been laid off. Their proposal is let's do nothing. You're nowhere near the left. You're nowhere near the left. This is a joke. And then they start tweeting with solidarity. No, there's no solidarity between us. Okay? You're the enemy. You're coming to kill us. You want to kill your own people. You want to kill your own goddamn neighbors, your citizens, by denying them health care. And you want to justify bombing my brothers and sisters in the Arab world, or sanctioning people in Venezuela, our brothers and sisters in Latin America, our brothers and sisters in Africa. You're the fucking enemy. There's no alliance here. There's no big tent. Like I said, it's no accident the same people making excuses for inaction on healthcare are also advocates of regime change. Now they attack those who oppose this to deflect from Medicare for all. You should be ashamed to even show your faces after peddling Russiagate and NATO wars, you imperialist scum. I mean, even Tucker Carlson, apologized for supporting the Iraq war. Have you apologized for supporting the NATO bombing of Libya, the destruction of Libya? Have you? Wouldn't make it okay. I wouldn't respect you anymore. But nonetheless, I used to joke that progressives are just liberals who want healthcare. Turns out they don't even want to give you that either. Oh, ain't that right? Ain't that right, man? You know, there was also something with, what's his name? Dixon. So he started going after Brianna, right? She used to be Bernie's press secretary. So here's what Brianna said. I don't own a house, so Benjamin Dixon has chosen to call me an Uncle Tom in lieu of an argument. I'm sorry you've chosen this route. I would have been happy to discuss. So let's listen to what he said.
I try my best not to attack black folks and give them space, but Brianna Joy Gray has jumped into this conversation as well. And she is coming on the side of, like she traditionally does, like, I have a complicated relationship with her in the sense of I consider her a colleague, but I also consider her wrong on a whole lot of issues. And this is the issue that she's wrong on. And she continuously is wrong on this issue. And she continuously serves the role as a black person who would be the spokesperson for white progressiveness that has not done away with their white supremacy. That role was mine, and I obviously turned it down. I try my best not to.
What the fuck? Yo, man. Once again, what does that have to do with Medicare for all? Nothing. Number two. Do you know how deeply offensive that shit is? Do you know how he basically called her a token? He's saying that white people are using her as a token. That's what he's saying about her. And that she's like a traitor or some shit. Like, does this guy listen to himself? You're defending the Democratic Party. This is the Democratic Party that destroyed Libya. This is the Democratic Party that bombed my country, that destroyed Syria. This is the Democratic Party that has been complicit in all of the regime change wars, that has been complicit in killing, murdering, sanctioning people of color all over the fucking planet. This is America. The whole foundation is white supremacy. It's the fucking establishment. You want to talk about white supremacy? The fucking Democratic Party is your enemy, just like the Republican Party is your enemy. The entire political apparatus is your fucking enemy. What the fuck are you talking about? People are trying to go against Pelosi, against the establishment, get some real shit for the people. What does the fuck does this have to do with anything? And then he was also in another video, he's talking about how Jimmy Dore wants to buy a pool. That Jimmy bought a house. Again, I don't know if this is true, but according to him, he says Jimmy bought a house for 1.9 million. And that he's grifting, that he's going after AOC because it makes him money. Hold on a second. If he just bought a house, why does he need more money? What? Oh, I know. I remember. He said Jimmy needs a pool. So according to him, Jimmy wants a swimming pool, and that's why he's going after the squad. What? What? What the fuck? What are you talking about? They can't even make up their minds with their smears. One second it's Assad that is financing Jimmy, and the next second, oh no, he wants a swimming pool. Dude, Jimmy could just literally stare at the camera and say nothing and he would make cash. Okay? He could literally just stare at the camera and say nothing and make cash. This is just bullshit. This ad hominem, these personal attacks, that's bad faith. That's bad faith. That's upholding the establishment. That's insulating. That's protecting people in power. That's bullshit. He wants a pool. What the fuck? What are you even talking about, man? What does that have to do with Medicare for all? You know, if you think Jimmy's strategy is so bad, then what's yours? Do nothing? That seems to be working out great. Oh, yeah, let's just do nothing. What the fuck? Like, these people are going to such lengths to attack Jimmy. I mean, it's fucking weird. Like, they have some kind of hard-on or some obsession for him or some kind of fetish. I mean, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I really don't. Why are you so desperate to protect politicians? They work for you, not the other way around. He wants a swimming pool. Oh my God. I mean, I'm just like, I don't even know what the fuck to talk about that. And then he's calling Brianna an Uncle Tom, basically. I mean, like, look how far they're trying to steer the conversation and low. Look how low they're trying to steer it just to get away from criticizing the squad or criticizing the Democratic Party. Like, just like any fucking thing. The Syrian president is now involved. Like the Syrian president wants you to have healthcare secretly through Jimmy Dore. Fucking lunacy. Fucking lunatics, really. Look, man, I want to make something very clear. I don't give a fuck about all these people. I mean, I've never talked about them before on the show. I don't really have much interest in them. But, you know, if they're going to start with the personal attacks and trying to derail the conversation, I need to point that out. I have to expose this to you so you can see what's going on. Okay? They're doing everything that they can to derail the conversation. I don't want to hear about Jimmy Dore. I love you, Jimmy. But you understand what I'm saying? I want to hear about Medicare for all. I want to hear about how you intend to get that passed. Talk to me about Medicare for all, right? That's the primary focus, is it not? Let's talk about that. Why are you going after other people? That's pretty bad faith. That's pretty bullshit to me. But it's really funny. It's really funny. They've exposed themselves, right? Over here, attacks on Assange. Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at this. This ain't good. That's not a good look, huh? Assange was only working for Assange. No, he's not. When I see videos of my brothers and sisters in Iraq being murdered by an American gunship, and then I'm blessed with a platform to expose that, to show the world the murder, the colonialism that is taking place, he's not working for himself. Okay? He's helping people that he doesn't even know. So you fucking apologize for that shit. Don't justify imperialism. Don't justify colonialism. Don't denigrate, don't downplay the exposition of war crimes, of fucking murder. How can you watch that video? That's one video. Never mind all the other documents. That's one video. How can you watch that and say, oh, he's working for himself? What the fuck? Nah, it's Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is working for himself. The establishment, the corporations are working for themselves, making money off of killing Arabs. The fuck is this shit? That's some bullshit, man. This is unacceptable. Now, regardless, I don't want to play into that because they want to derail from Medicare for all. That's the whole point here. They want to go after others and, you know, try to discredit them and attack them because they've been exposed. And as we said here, there's no infighting on the left. You have liberals and imperialists masquerading as the progressive left, currently being exposed by jagoffs in their garages and their bedrooms. This is a good one. I see no infighting, just some people taking off their costumes. Amen. Force the vote. Force the vote. The great unmasking. They thought that they were going to be very smart going after Jimmy, going after people who are demanding that their elected representatives fucking do their jobs, right? Once again, you live in a glass house, shouldn't be throwing stones. You shouldn't be throwing fucking stones. I'm so disgusted, I really am. And then their defense is, oh, you're dividing the left. The left? Yeah, neocons are the left? Fuck me. Delusional. Absolutely delusional. Truly. Just once again, look at this. Look how they blocked me. This is what happens when a Syrian, when an Arab debunks their bullshit. This is what they do. You see that? Cowards. That's what they do because they don't want to hear the truth, right? They can't tolerate being exposed as phonies. They didn't do jack shit for Assange. They've been pushing regime change wars. They've been pushing fucking imperialism. They've been pushing DOD talking points. They've been justifying the oppression, the killing, the murder, the colonialism. Fuck them. They're not on the left. These people are indistinguishable from fucking neocons. Indistinguishable. They inherently believe that America has a right to intervene in other countries and to fucking bomb them to smithereens. Because, hey, look, I did a workshop with some women in Libya. Yeah, what about the other women that have been fucking killed? What about the other women that have been displaced? What about the other women that lost their husbands or their sisters or their aunts or their kids? What about them? They don't matter? Oh no, it's you. You got to do a cool little post on Twitter. You stupid fuck. Fuck you. كسختكم ولادين الشرموطة ما بتسوى فرنجين. So that was a long segment. But I don't give a shit. I'm going to upload it as it is, and there you go. I need some water, man. No, seriously. I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, and that's what happens when someone they just ran away. Like, I barely said anything, man. I've never interacted with these people. I've never, like, nothing. TYT barely covers foreign policy to begin with, right? They'd rather cover Ben Shapiro's asshole, or oh my God, Donald Trump said this about AOC. What? There's a fucking slave trade in Libya because of assholes like you. You want to comment or talk about that? No, you don't want to apologize for pushing that shit. You want to apologize for Russiagate? Like, just, that's what you get. That's what you get. And then they go and pretend they've been sticking up for Assange. Listen here, you piece of shit. Listen here, you fucking piece of shit. You listen to me. I was there at the Assange hearing. I saw those activists lining up in front of the court at 5, 6 in the fucking morning in the rain, trying to save spots for me, for Reporters Without Borders, for everybody who's locked out from covering this show trial. Okay, those people did something for Assange. They stayed outside all fucking day, banging away, protesting, chanting, just dedicating their whole schedule to defending press freedoms. And then for the lunch break, they come back and save our spots. Go get some lunch. We'll be right here. We'll save your spot. They did something for Assange. You didn't do jack fucking shit with your millions of dollars. You fucking liar. You motherfucker. And I exposed you, and that's why you blocked me. They could have, TYT didn't even have to send anyone. They still have millions of dollars. They got a big ass fancy studio, right? They could have easily called Kevin Gostola. They could have called Mary. They could have called Muhammad. They could have called Tarek. They could have called any of the journalists. 5 minutes on Skype, 10 minutes on Skype. They didn't even do that. They didn't even lift a fucking finger. And then they call themselves home of progressives. Home of fucking jagoffs, you pieces of shit. And you got the stones to come say, oh, look, I defended Assange. You didn't do shit. You didn't do shit. Stop fucking lying. Don't insult the people that were there. Don't insult the people that came from outside the UK. People that don't even fucking live there. That traveled to participate. People that had to be harassed by the police at Piccadilly Circus. It's all on my channel. Go watch it. Man, you got teenagers all the way up to 90-year-olds that were coming out to protest. And they're getting harassed by the cops. And they're getting chased by the cops. I was there, man. You didn't do shit. Don't fucking insult them, you lying sack of fucking potatoes. Fuck out of here, man. And again, look how she not just insults Julian Assange and the activists and everybody who did real fucking journalism, right? She uses this to prevent you from having healthcare. I mean, like, how fucking evil and messed up do you have to be? Oh, I know. Maybe someone who hangs out with fucking Madeleine Albright would do that, right? Pathetic. Fucking pathetic, man. Excuse me, I need a sip. We got 608 people watching. Wonderful. Make sure you've hit the like button. I say that's because of the algorithm, because YouTube does not like us talking about literally everything we just talked about. So there you go. I'll get to your super chats in a second, but yeah, this has been a very informative week. Oh, definitely, man. The fucking faux-aggressives, the boutique left. I love that term, the boutique left. I have to admit, I half coined that. So I think Diana Johnstone, she said boutique activism last week. She was on with Chris Hedges on RT, and I think I butchered it, and I thought she said I butchered it and said boutique left. Still works, right? Well, that's what they're doing. Boutique activism and boutique left, right? It's just for show. That's it. It's just for show. That's all it is. So, I mean, you got to laugh at this. I got the trifecta, right? I got the trifecta. That's funny. This is all in the same week, huh? By the way. This is hilarious, honestly. I wasn't even that controversial. I could have been way worse. I could have been way worse and it wouldn't have been enough. It still would have been too kind. You feel me? By the way, here's a good meme that I saw. He said, Dan Cohen said, "I'm secretly funded by the ghost of Gaddafi. Please don't tell Bellingcat." Oh, that's hilarious, man. That really is. All right, guys. So, what I'm going to do right now, I'm kindly, before I continue to the next segments, I'm kindly going to ask you to please support the show if you can. Very easily, just scan one of these QR codes if you want to go on Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. I really appreciate anything is appreciated. And as you guys know, we also have a Patreon. We haven't had a crab dance yet today, I believe. We have not had a crab dance yet. But whenever someone joins on Patreon or on the GoFundMe, I'll play a crab dance. So if you can support the show, it's really appreciated. And that's the plug, man. That's the plug. I'm here to talk about the politics. So, you know, let the show plug itself, man. There you go. And also, I highly recommend that you go and join on Rockfin because everybody's there. Jimmy Dore, Status Quo, Nico, Convo Couch, Ron Placone, Whitney Webb, like all the leftists, man. We're all moving over there because YouTube is full of censorship, and you know it's absurd, right? So this has been going on for years. At least on Rockfin, they don't censor us, so you can make a free account, and if you do subscribe, you get everybody's premium. So Jimmy's, Ron's, everyone. It's like an all-in-one thing. So rockfin.com/RichardMedhurst. Definitely go sign up if you can. Make a free account, whatever. Don't cost you nothing. So, all right, let me get to the next segment. I want to get through this because this is actually amazing. Hold on a second. Let me pull this up for you. So close out the other one. I'm funded by the ghost of Gaddafi. Oh man, they're really like a bunch of mini Hillary Clintons, you know, in the making. Those TYT people. So. All right, 1 second. Hello. There we go. Okay. So are you guys ready for a bombshell? Are you guys ready for a bombshell? I don't think, like, I couldn't believe this when I saw this, honestly. So Sarah Palin has come out in defense of Julian Assange. Yes, this is real. Let me show you. So she posted this video yesterday, and I'm just gonna play you the video. Okay, so take a look at this. This is incredible, honestly.
Hey, this is Sarah Palin up in Alaska, and I am the first one to admit when I make a mistake. I admit that I made a mistake some years ago not supporting Julian Assange, thinking that he was a bad guy, that he leaked material that perhaps he shouldn't, and I've learned a lot since then. And I think Julian did the right thing, and Julian did us all a favor in America, did the world a favor by fighting for what he believed was right, and ultimately he's been proven to be right. He deserves a pardon. He deserves all of us to understand more about what he has done in the name of real journalism. And that's getting to the bottom of issues that the public really needs to hear about and benefit from. Some years ago, I publicly spoke out against Julian, and I made a mistake. Like I say, I've learned a lot since then. I know that it's coming down to the wire and whether he's going to be pardoned or not. I want more Americans to speak out on his behalf and to understand what it is that he has done and what has been done to him as he was working on the people's behalf to allow information to get to us so that we could make up our minds about different issues, about different people. He did the right thing. I support him. And I hope that more and more people, especially as it comes down to the wire, will speak up in support of pardoning Julian. God bless him.
Incredible. I know, right? I can't believe it myself. Sarah Palin. Wow. Right? So she used to be the governor of Alaska. Yeah. If you remember, she also ran with McCain against Obama in 2008. And now she's out here defending Julian Assange. Now, you must understand the context here. Julian Assange actually leaked stuff about her in the past, right? Which makes it all the more formidable, I'd say. So look what this says here in this article over here. WikiLeaks, the website Assange ran to disseminate purloined data, posted family photos, private messages, and government emails hacked from Palin's yahoo.com account in 2008, weeks after Senator John McCain named her as his vice presidential running mate. Okay, now just to give you some more context, look at what she wrote on Facebook, okay? So this is back in 2010. This is on her Facebook page. She's criticizing Obama for not going after Assange more severely. So she's saying here that, look, she says the shady organization called WikiLeaks raises serious questions about the Obama administration's incompetent handling of the whole fiasco. Look what she said here. Assange, hold on, let me zoom in for you. My apologies. Let me zoom in so you can read that. Although this is an old page, so Facebook is not displaying it correctly. But what she's saying here says Assange is not a journalist. Okay? She's saying Assange is not a journalist any more than the editor of Al-Qaeda's new English language magazine Inspire is a journalist. He is an anti-American operative with blood on his hands. His past posting of classified documents revealed the identity of more than 100 Afghan sources to the Taliban. Why was he not pursued with the same urgency we pursue Al-Qaeda and Taliban leaders? So, okay, first of all, let's make one thing clear. WikiLeaks has never harmed a single person. That's not me saying that. That's the Department of Defense, okay? So I've told you this several times, but that's by the U.S. own admission. They set up a whole task force. They couldn't find a single person that was harmed, killed, anything as a result of WikiLeaks publications. Not a single one. Okay? So this is a myth that Julian Assange risked the lives of informants or hurt someone. It's a complete myth. Okay? Moreover, this new recording where he tries to call the State Department and warn them that all the files are about to be dumped, not by them, further proves that he was not callous, he was not careless, that WikiLeaks was very actually exhaustive in their redaction process and took this seriously, and we're not interested in just dumping things recklessly, right? So we know this. Nonetheless, my point here is that you can see her position back then quite vicious. quite vicious. And she says also here, this is from the Sydney Morning Herald, also around the same time. Look what she's saying here. She's saying the activist website should have its financial assets frozen, quote, just as we do to individuals who provide material support for terrorist organizations, and that cyber tools should be used to permanently dismantle WikiLeaks. So that's what she was saying back then, and now she's just calling for his pardon. Quite the shift, and a good one, I might add. Right? I'm glad that she has come to her senses. May I contrast what Sarah Palin just said with what AOC just said? This is AOC a few days ago on The Intercept. She was asked whether Snowden and Assange should be pardoned. What did she say?
Inner circle. But I wanted to ask you, and this could apply to either Trump or Biden, if you believe that these individuals should be pardoned. Julian Assange, Edward Snowden, Reality Winner, Daniel Hale, and others who have been charged under the Espionage Act because of leaking or publishing information that cut to the heart of some of the crimes of the American empire committed abroad. Should all of those people be pardoned by either Trump or Biden?
I do believe that Edward Snowden should be considered. I think there are considerations and concerns around Assange, to just be completely frank. But I think
you can see the contrast right there. You can see it between Palin and AOC. What is that? How is Sarah Palin to the left of you? Aren't you ashamed? Considerations and concerns. What considerations and concerns? Did you not see Reuters journalists and Iraqi civilians and Iraqi children being fucking massacred by a gunship? Did you not read about the CIA kidnapping people and torturing them, innocent men? What considerations and concerns do you have? This is absurd. This is absurd. Like, I mean, I was saying this before. Everybody, anybody that is not coming out in defense of Assange, shame on them, especially if they call themselves progressives. Like, how are you any different from Hillary Clinton, right? How are you any different from these scumbags in the establishment who would love to keep America's war crimes secret, who are peddling this Russiagate nonsense? How are you any different? How can you claim to oppose fascism? You kept banging this drum that, oh my God, Donald Trump is a fascist. You got to vote for Biden, even though he fucking sucks because fascism. But then you're totally fine with cracking down on dissidents, on this brazen extraterritorialization of U.S. law, like reaching all the way into the UK just to kidnap a journalist? You're okay with that? You should have concerns and considerations about your fucking position, not Julian Assange. Julian Assange is a hero, whether you like it or not. This is inexcusable. I mean, Sarah Palin is fucking shaming them, man. Like, I mean, they were already put to shame by their silence, through their own silence. But this is just, I mean, like, what excuse are you going to come up with now, man? And honestly, you know, you might have people coming out and saying like, oh, well, Sarah Palin, she has her motives behind. I don't care. The freedom of press is at stake here. A man's life is at stake here. Australia has abandoned one of its own. Australian government doesn't care about Assange. They've thrown him to the wolves. The UK government is imprisoning him, has been arbitrarily detaining him for almost a decade, 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy, almost 2 years now in Belmarsh prison, in a goddamn dungeon, in a maximum security prison at the behest of the United States. The Old Bailey, the Central Criminal Court for England and Wales, is a kangaroo court. I witnessed it. I was there. It's a sham trial. It's disgusting. How can you call yourself a progressive? How can you claim that you're opposed to all of these things and then you stay silent on Assange? Remember that. Sarah Palin is to the left of the squad. Well done. You know, even if tomorrow morning, the squad and all the progressives, right? The whole progressive caucus, all 100 of them, even if they all withheld their vote for Pelosi and actually grew a spine, yeah, and they actually pushed for Medicare for all, it would still not be enough if they're going to do shit like this. This is bullshit. You're covering for the US empire. You're covering for fucking war crimes. You're covering for imperialism. This is inexcusable. And again, I don't just say this about Assange. I say this about all the other whistleblowers, all the other journalists, all the other people that have actually, you know, quite literally sacrificed their lives. I mean, they can never go back home. They've been tortured psychologically, physically, put through hell. For what? What personal gain? Like in what scenario is Julian Assange being locked up in a freezing cell personal gain? What did he get from that? How is that personal gain? How is Edward Snowden winning by not being able to go home and being forced into exile? Reality winner. Everyone who's been jailed and persecuted and prosecuted and, you know, been subjected to a witch hunt. What did they gain? They did something selfless. All right. And if you're progressive lawmakers and you're going to be different from the establishment, then fucking do it and show some spine, show some courage. I shouldn't have to sit here and explain this. I really shouldn't. You know, you go on Twitch and you play video games in front of 500,000 people and you won't talk about Assange. You won't even say his name. Then you give a bullshit answer like this. Shameful. Shameful. So that was quite the surprise from Sarah Palin. We didn't expect to see her. I mean, we don't hear that much from her anyway, but didn't expect her to come to Assange's defense. But, you know, the more the merrier, right? The more the merrier. We need every bit of support we can get. And honestly, like, I don't think on the subject of a pardon, I've already told you about this. I don't think that, you know, Julian Assange is necessarily going to be, I mean, first of all, the word pardon, I don't like it, because when you say that, it's like you're admitting he's guilty of something. He's not guilty of anything. Like in any capacity. He's not American. Even if you consider that, you know, publishing is a crime and you don't care about the First Amendment, he wasn't in America when he did that. So once again, he's not subject to your laws. Okay? He's not American. He wasn't in America. And even if he was American, and even if he wasn't in America, the First Amendment protects what he did. Not to mention all the other shit. The spying, it's just unreal. It's just there's so much wrong with this. Like, it's absolutely shameful. So to say that you know, he should be pardoned, I understand the sentiment behind it. What they're saying is the indictment, the case should be dropped. Yes, it should. Of course it should. Right? Of course it should. And idem, the same for everyone else who's exposed government wrongdoing. And you know, with Snowden, it's so ironic how the things that he revealed with Glenn, right, are being used now in district courts as evidence and as established fact. And the merit of what he did is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, and yet he's still treated like a criminal. Unreal. It's really not fair. So there you go. Now hold on. I wanna go to the All right. So I want to talk about Palestine. So I feel like we're seeing these headlines every week, and we are. So the Israelis, they've killed another Palestinian child, 15 years old. Hold on, let me bring up his picture for you. 1 second. Here he is. Ali bin Alia, 15, man. They killed him on December 4th. They shot him in the stomach. Dead. Now, what the Israelis are saying, they're saying that, oh, it wasn't live ammunition. It was a rubber bullet. Yeah, you still killed him. Why are you shooting a 15-year-old with any ammunition? That's if you give them the benefit of the doubt. We know goddamn well that they use live ammunition. Dude, do you remember when you had the right to return marches at the border? Abby Martin, she did great coverage of this. They were killing hundreds of people and also crippling them, right? On purpose. Like it's I'm not sitting here and exaggerating it and being like, doing hyperbole. No. They literally cripple Palestinians to make sure that, the next generation of men, of just, the youth can't resist. That's if they're not just flat out bombing them, right? And executing them. They crippled, they injured thousands of people and killed hundreds. So they claimed that he was throwing a rock, right? Their response, the IDF's response was that, oh, well, this was riot control, right? That's what they're saying. They're saying it was a riot. They were firing tear gas, and they used rubber-coated metal bullets. Now, I want to make something very clear here. Once again, if you don't like Palestinians throwing rocks at you, maybe you should leave Palestine. Yes? When you invade someone's land, when you subjugate them, when you murder them, when you treat them like subhuman, they're going to throw rocks at you, if not something else. The fact that they're using this as an excuse, he didn't even participate in any protests, right? It's not true that he threw any rocks at anyone. Even if that were true, how does someone throwing a rock at you, how does a kid throwing a rock at you mean that you can murder them? I mean, that doesn't just make you a murderer, it makes you a pussy as well. You're a soldier, and you killed someone because they threw a rock at you. You are a piece of shit and a pussy. Where's the international condemnation? Not a fucking word. You think they're going to talk about this on CNN? You think they're going to talk about this on the BBC? They will cut you off. Oh yeah, best believe they've done that a lot of times. They will cut you off on the air if you bring up what Israel does to Palestinians. And he's not the only one. He's not the only one. So this is from this is from October 25th. Amr Snowbar. They also killed him. I posted by accident that he was 18, but he was actually 17. There he is. Amr Snowbar. So what happened with him is they clubbed him to death. You have 6 IDF soldiers. They beat him to death with their rifle butts. And then they claimed that he tripped and fell. That's not a joke. That's the official statement. Oh, he tripped and he fell. He was running away from us and he fell on his head. Now, I know that's bullshit because the IDF are fucking liars. And I saw the video of his body in the morgue. I'm not going to show it to you, but I saw the video on the day that it happened. His whole chest, bruises everywhere, blood. He didn't fall on his head. He was beaten to fucking death. I mean, the level of inhumanity, the fucking brutality it's just unreal. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't, you know? It's like they think Palestinians are ants. They dehumanize them to the point where, you know, it's they don't even see them as humans. They kill women, they kill children, they don't give a shit. I mean, could you imagine if 6 Palestinians beat an Israeli boy to death with rifles? They would start a world war. But it's okay for them to do that to Palestinians, right? Unfucking believable. And the mainstream media does not talk about it. No one says a goddamn word. Not a fucking word. This guy's gone, man. They fucking murdered him. That's a life. Well, he didn't do a thing, man. He didn't do a thing. If you go read the story at, ironically, the only place you'll find any reporting about this in English is, I think it was Haaretz, right, which is an Israeli newspaper, and they talked about Snowbar, and he was helping his friend fix his car, and his friend ran away because their car was illegal. Because if you're Palestinian and you're in Palestine, you're not allowed to have a car, right? You need a permit from the Israeli occupiers. Fucking unbelievable, right? So he went to help his friend, and he ended up just they beat the shit out of him. They killed him. They murdered him in fucking cold blood. And of course, no one is punished. Like you're dreaming. You think someone's going to get punished for that? This is policy. This is policy. This is normal. If you man, I was looking up Snowbar story. I typed in Google 17-year-old Palestinian killed. Go do that and look how many results come up. It's endless. There are so many incidents of this. It's fucking unreal. Like this is brutality on another level. It's straight up genocide and ethnic cleansing. And complete violation of international law. Like we have conventions specifically to protect kids. They don't give a shit. And the UN is reminding them of that. They don't care. Look. So going back to Ali, who was killed this month on December 4th. We had a statement from UNICEF, right? So they're talking about Ali, who was shot and killed. 4 other Palestinian children were shot and severely injured in the West Bank in the past 2 weeks. These 4 children are between the ages of 15 and 16. They were injured in the chest, the eye, and the head. 2 continue to get treatment at the intensive care unit. 1 child lost his eye. I mean, this is just... It's heartbreaking, man. It really is. And if you guys remember, also I reported on Iyad Hala, who's 32 years old, 32-year-old Palestinian man, and he was he had autism, right? And they killed him 30th of May, I think. So yeah, end of May, beginning of June, they killed him in Jerusalem. They executed him, man. Like it's it's hard to talk about this shit, man. Like it's just, they fucking shot him with an M16 in the chest, man. They shot him in the leg because they thought he's a terrorist, even though he doesn't even know what a terrorist is. The guy has special needs. He was on his way to special needs school, goes the same way every single day. And he was holding gloves because of the pandemic. He was wearing a mask. He was holding gloves. They shot him in the leg, and then they chased him to a garbage disposal room, and his teacher was there, and she was begging them, please don't kill him. He has autism. He's disabled. He doesn't understand what you want. And they fucking shot him with an M16 in the chest. They executed him. Didn't give a fuck. I mean, it is... What is that? And you know, the stuff also about... I wrote a whole thread about disabled men, disabled Palestinian men that have been killed by the Israeli defense forces, or occupation forces, they should be called, or by the Israeli border police, right? And I mean, they're not the only ones. Man, let me just pull this up for you. Take a look at this. This is from 2002, I believe, right? Israel demolished a refugee camp. And I mean, you know, when you say in English, when you use the phrase razed to the ground, literally razed to the ground. Okay? So not only have they stolen the Palestinians' land, not only are they making them live as refugees on their own land, without statehood, without rights, in camps. No, they're raising the refugee camps so they can build settlements. And this is one account from that. Take a look. Jamal Fayed, 38 and severely disabled, was killed on 11th of April 2002 when the bulldozing of his home caused a wall to collapse on him. The family had shown the soldiers preparing to demolish the house Jamal Fayed's ID to prove that he was paralyzed and could not get out of the home without their help. The soldiers refused to help, and soon after, a bulldozer approached the house. The family yelled at the driver to stop. He did not, and Jamal Fayed, still trapped inside the house, was killed. I mean, Allah la يوفقون. They crushed a disabled man with a fucking bulldozer. I mean, Who does that? And you know this is not like some unique incident. You remember Rachel Corrie? Let me show you who Rachel Corrie is. She's an American activist. She went to Gaza. Look what happened to her. She was 23, crushed to death by Israeli armored bulldozer. They fucking crushed her to death. I mean, the level of inhumanity and evil here is just, it's unprecedented, man. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Like, you know, for all the fucking anger and sadness, like, it's just, you see shit like this, and it's just like, how the fuck can one human being do that to another? I don't get that. I really don't. So, but of course, if you open your mouth and you know, you talk about this brutality, you're anti-Semitic. It's just fucking unbelievable, right? This is why part of the BDS movement, boycott, divestment, sanctions, specifically needs and does target companies that provide the Israelis with bulldozers. I mean, not just because of this fucking savagery of crushing human beings, but I mean, the whole country is a settler colony. They just bulldoze people's homes in front of them. You remember that video of the girl that they bulldozed her house in front of her? Go look it up on the channel. It's just a few months ago. This is a regular occurrence. This is not some one-off thing. If you think these things that I'm telling you about are like one-off things or occasional, it's because the media is not reporting on them. It's not telling you about them. And you got to ask yourself something, man. Like, even if this happened once or twice, how the fuck is that still okay? It's still not okay. It's still evil. It's still abysmal and abhorrent. I mean, they come around then and say they're the only democracy in the Middle East. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? I'm at a loss for words, and I'm just disgusted. I really am, man. Heartbreaking. So if you want to read more about that, I did videos on Iyad Halla, who was killed again end of May, around the same time as George Floyd. And I did a whole thread over here, if you want to read it on Twitter, about other Palestinian, disabled Palestinian men who've been killed by the Israelis. So June 7th, right? So it's I can put the link below. So there you go. Allah yarhaman. Like, man, it's really unreal. So, oh shit, I closed out this window that I didn't want to close out. Ah, damn it. Okay. Hopefully I can get it back. Anyway, I want to move on to the next segment. Don't worry, I'll get to all the super chats at the end. Keep them coming. Thank you for supporting the show, but I want to make sure that we cover all the news. So this is interesting. This is very peculiar. So you guys know that in this debate about forcing a vote on the House floor for Medicare for all, I've been hearing a lot of excuses, right, from the boutique left and their media poodles. And one of the main excuses that we heard from AOC about why she doesn't want to even try and give you healthcare during a pandemic is that forcing a vote might compromise the chance of other progressives being promoted to important positions in the party, right? For example, committee assignments. So let me just remind you rather, what she said. So this was in response to here we go. This was in response to Justin Jackson, NFL player, right? When he asked her about it. Look what she said. She said, the problem with this idea is that there isn't enough thought given to step 2. The Dem votes aren't there yet, and with a razor-thin margin, the Dem no's are a larger margin. So you issue threats, hold your vote, and lose. Then what? If you want to know who's opposed, look at the co-sponsor list. And then here we are. In contrast, you can use leverage to push for things that can happen and change lives. For example, a $15 minimum wage vote in the first 100 days. Doable. Elevating longtime progressive champions to important positions of leadership. Also doable. Okay, so that's what she's saying. Saying, look, man, we can't give you health care, even though everybody's lost their jobs, even though before everybody lost their jobs and before this pandemic, it was already a disgusting, corrupt system, an evil system. We can't do that. You have to wait. You don't understand the strategy. Look what we can do. She's offering $15 minimum wage, which Biden allegedly already supports, right? Allegedly. And she's also saying that you can elevate longtime progressive champions to important positions of leadership. Okay. So let's see how that plan is going, shall we? Yeah? Are you guys ready? The establishment strikes back. Uh-oh. What's happened here? Let me zoom in for you so you can actually read the text. So this is about the prized position on the Energy and Commerce Committee. Okay? Ocasio-Cortez was expected to cruise comfortably to the position. She was the first to raise her hand for the seat, and she won the backing of Dean of the New York delegation, Jerry Nadler. But last week, as Politico reported, Long Islander Kathleen Rice made an out-of-nowhere last-second bid for the seat, interrupting the process. Rice is a backbencher for the party's right flank, who in 2018, here we go, refused to support Nancy Pelosi for Speaker. How bold. Without the support of Nadler, and with the famous opposition of Steering Committee Leader Pelosi, Rice's attempt didn't seem to be serious. Okay, so what was going on here? But in a surprise last-second Steering Committee meeting on exclusive committee assignments Thursday, centrist Democrats put on a show of support for Rice and against AOC in what looks to have been a process-defying attempt to keep AOC out of the seat. Well. Do you guys want to know by how much she got screwed? If I recall correctly, it's 46-13, just off the top of my head. They screwed her out of that seat at the last second. You know, a little Machiavellian move, right? What does AOC do right after they screw her over? Nothing. Zero. Not a word. She goes back on Twitter. She starts criticizing the Republicans. And I wish I kept that screenshot. Somebody sent it to me. I wish I had it on hand right now. She starts saying, "Oh, you got to hold those Republicans accountable. You know, we have work here to do." Wait a second. I'm confused. AOC, you just told us, this a few days ago, December 12th, you just told us that we can elevate long-time progressive champions to important positions of leadership. How is that working out for you? And why have you said nothing? You said this is a strategy, right? You offered this as an excuse as to why people have to die because they can't be given healthcare, right? Like, we got to play the long game, right? That's what you're saying. We got to play the long game. We got to do 12,000 14-dimensional chess, right? You're the mastermind. Okay, how's that going? Like, even if we want to give you the benefit of the doubt, even if we're completely well-intentioned and we believe in you, right? And a lot of people did. Why are you not saying anything? They pulled a Machiavellian move on you, and you fucking know that. Okay? They screwed you over at the last second. They gave that seat away to Rice. Do something. Say something. You still have time. You could still strike back at Pelosi. Could you not? Right? Rice, Kathleen Rice seems to be faring quite well. You know, she tried the same thing. Right? Why aren't you doing anything? Why won't you grow a goddamn spine and stick it to Pelosi? I'm really struggling to understand this. And, you know, all these people that keep saying, you guys just don't get how DC works. You know, you're a bunch of peasants here, boy. You can't possibly comprehend what strategies we're undertaking, yes? It's beyond your comprehension. Enlighten us. Please enlighten us, AOC. What's the next move now? What's the next move, you know? If Mama Bear is not returning the favor here after you refuse to challenge her, what's the play? I mean, you got to pick one. You can't say, okay, we're going to play the long game and we're going to do this easy peasy, you know, slowly. We're going to take 10,000 years to actually give people crumbs. And then when they throw, you know, they throw eggs in your face, you just stand there and take it? What? This is the opposition? Oh, I bet Nancy Pelosi's shivering. She's shitting her pants, man. She's downing gallons of that $50 designer ice cream right now. Yeah, so the margin was correct. Or 46-13. Christ. Christ. Look at this statement. Ocasio-Cortez expressed disappointment Friday about the loss. Quote, again, let me zoom in for you. It's tough always. You always kind of shoot high and you don't always get what you want. And that's, you know, I think that's totally understandable. No, you're not here. Oh my God. Look how she rolls over, man. Look how she rolls over. You call that fighting? This is not going to work, man. This is not going to work. I think that you are being taken for a ride. You are being taken for a ride. And as I said before, she's in, not just AOC, all of the progressives, right? Incompetent at best, complicit at worst. This is bullshit. I mean, just think about this logically. Like, if you were in her shoes, if you guys were in her shoes, if I were in her shoes, God forbid I ever find myself in the Democratic Party or any American party. Hypothetically, do you think we would tolerate this shit for 1 second? Oh, well, you know, we tried and it was just, you know, you don't always get what you want. Yo, you're not playing a fucking video game. You're not at the fun fair trying to win a prize. You said you're going to upset the establishment, right? You said that you were going to get shit done for people. This is nonsense. This is rolling over. I don't tolerate this. And just watch the fucking poodles, watch her lapdogs in the media, the ones insulating her, make excuses for this. This is their long game. This is how they're going to push Biden left. Amazing. Amazing, really. I'm getting so fed up. And honestly, man, I'm so glad Justin Jackson and Jimmy Dore started this conversation. So look what Justin said afterwards. This was like an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Kathleen Rice getting that committee seat over AOC using the exact strategy we were calling for is somehow so on brand for 2020. So I wonder who is going to be the first among the TYT crowd and the media lapdogs, the crypto neolibs. I wonder who's going to be the first to come out and say that, you know, it's oh, you guys, you just don't get it. You know, you just don't get it. It's she's playing the long game, and this is totally cool. You know, it's a little setback, but we'll get there eventually in 5,000 years. You know, you'll have healthcare one day, like when you're long gone already. Yeah, just wait, man. Just wait. By the way, this is Kathleen Rice. I pulled up the article from 2018 just to show you. Long Island Democrat leading the revolt against Speaker Pelosi. There she is. Right? So this has been tried before. Why is AOC afraid of doing this? AOC has way more leverage, has way more popularity, has way more fame, clout, influence, whatever you like, than Kathleen Rice. Be honest, how many of you have even heard of Kathleen Rice before today, before I just mentioned her? I'm gonna wager most of you haven't. Okay? And she's standing up to Pelosi, right? AOC came in guns blazing. She took out Crowley, right? That was the whole thing about AOC. Like, oh my God, she just took out one of the most senior figures in the Democratic Party. She's lethal. She's dangerous. And she's a progressive too, right? So like, she's here to get things done. That was her thing. That's why people put a lot of hope, a lot of trust, a lot of trust in her and the squad, right? But specifically after she took out Crowley, I think that was the largest political upset in modern history in the Democratic Party. Where is that fire gone? Because this is what AOC was like before she got elected.
People realize that
here's a reminder.
The most powerful position you can be in. Don't people realize that the most powerful position you can be in is when you are not materially attached to a position of power? If you're a one-term Congress member, so what? You can make 10 years worth
The rest of the clip is me. I'll play it.
of change in one term if you're not afraid.
If you're a one-term congresswoman, so what? You just saw AOC advocating for the same kind of bold, direct action that we are talking about, right? That's it. So fucking do it. So fucking do it. There you go. There you go, man. I just want to see something, man. Come on. I want to see something. At least fucking try. At least fucking try, man. I mean, if they don't do it now during a pandemic, if they don't do it now when you got millions unemployed, when are they going to do it? What the fuck are they waiting for? Are they waiting for an asteroid to hit before they give you Medicare for all? This is bullshit. I don't tolerate this, man. They just approved the NDAA, the new defense budget. $700 billion, $740 billion. For what? To kill people? You came in guns blazing. Show me that fire. Just be you. Stop being a fucking Democrat. Just be you. The old you. Are we asking too much here? Like, it's unbelievable how these people try to insulate her from criticism, like as if we're asking for something completely outlandish. Like, She said this. That's her. Those are her campaign promises. Those are her words. That's her fire. Deliver. Now. Now. You should have delivered 2 fucking years ago when there was no pandemic. Now there is one. People lost their jobs. You got even more people without healthcare. What are you doing? Do something like, man, you got to understand here. You got to understand something here. What's really nihilist is letting people die. What's really nihilist is letting people with diabetes. I don't care if you broke your pinky finger. You shouldn't be going without healthcare. You should have healthcare. All right. That's nihilist. Letting your own citizens die in the richest country on earth. That's nihilist. Fuck your party. Your party is worthless. Your party is corrupt. Your party is the enemy. All right. So you either grow a goddamn spine and do some shit. You either grow a spine and do what you came here to do, or get the hell out. Because you just said, if I'm just a one-term congresswoman, then so be it. Okay, well, fucking do that then. Because look, if the Democrats are going to deny you a seat, are going to deny you a committee assignment, which you said is so prized and worth more than Medicare for all, and they're not going to give you Medicare for all, then what the fuck do you have left to lose? Can you explain that to me? You got nothing left to lose. They're screwing you over. At least burn the bitch down on your way out. Do what you said you would do. You're going to let him win? You're going to let him win? You're sent there to represent your constituents. Your job is to serve your constituents. Even if you weren't an elected representative, just as a human fucking being, how can you not empathize with people that don't have health care? You should go after Pelosi and the party just for the fuck of it, because of what they've done to make millions of people suffer in America, all over the world. Just for that alone, you should not vote for her. Never mind the fact that she is not letting you follow through on policies that you came to fight for. Fuck that, man. You're not going to sit there and excuse this. Fuck off. I don't tolerate this. I've seen people leave their parties over far less than this, man. If you follow UK politics, man, you got MPs that quit over way less than this shit. Way less. The establishment are really bastards. You know that? They're really bastards. You're going to tell me that this Kathleen Rice had more balls than you? Pfft. Come on, man. I don't tolerate this. Next bit of news. You guys ready? C'est fatigant, hein? C'est fatigant tout ça. C'est fatigant. By the way, we got 515 lovely people watching. If you have not hit the like button, make sure that you hit it because of the algorithm. You know the YouTube algorithm sucks. So, with that said, before we get to the next segment, I kindly ask you to support the show if you can. Venmo, CashApp, PayPal. I'll be reading all the super chats at the end when we get through the segments. And I thank you very much for supporting independent journalism. I really appreciate it. And I got some big projects coming for you soon, but I'm not going to spoil what. So there you go. And we also have a Patreon. We are almost, yes, that is Joe Biden sniffing a thermometer. We are almost, we're almost at our goal, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. So if somebody signs up on the Patreon, I will play a crab dance. And actually, we have several people that have signed up, and I cannot wait to play the crab dances for them. So we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second after the last segment. And I thank you very much for supporting the show. So guys, if you'll excuse me, I'll be right back. I just need to get some water, and then we'll continue. All right. I need to get some elevator music. You know what I'm saying? I think I had some. Hold on. Does this work? Hello, 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 and we are back. So let's get right into it because you guys have been waiting for this for a long time. They've reached a new stimulus deal. Shall I inform you by how much you are being screwed? Let's take a quick guess. How much do you think the stimulus checks will be? Oh, I should have done a trick question. Are there any stimulus checks? That's how evil they are. That's how evil these bastards are, seriously. So, this is breaking news, right? Oh yeah, 2 plus equals 5. Thank you, Yahoo Search. Lawmakers reach a bipartisan breakthrough, announce a $900 billion COVID-19 relief deal. They will vote on Monday. Okay, so this includes individual checks, loans to small businesses, and benefits to the unemployed struggling with the fallout of the pandemic. Ending months of gridlock in negotiations. Really, that I love how they say shit like that, like gridlock in negotiations, as if, you know, they were trying to piece together a rocket or something. They went on vacation twice. Do you remember that? They went on vacation twice. They got paid. I don't remember a gridlock in negotiations when they were passing the new military budget, the new defense budget. It's an offense budget. Let's call it for what it is. They did that immediately. No problem. No problem. Right? They even did it with a super majority. It's veto proof, as a matter of fact. That's how bipartisanship works in all things war and empire. So yes, these poor Congress people, they've spent so long trying to help you. McConnell hailed the bipartisan breakthrough. Yeah. Oh wow, they're so proud of themselves. Look at them. How cute. So let's get to the nitty-gritty, okay? What does this mean for you guys? Over here we go. So the measure, which Trump is likely to sign, would establish a temporary $300 per week supplemental jobless benefit, less than the $600 provided under the CARES Act passed in March, for the next 10 weeks, and $600 direct payments to most Americans, less than the $1,200 checks approved in the spring, with $600 payments included for dependents. So let's do a quick poll. How many of you got the first check to begin with? The $1,200? Funnily enough, although it's not really funny, but I saw an article, and I think this was in The Hill, about those stimulus checks ending up in Austria. Yeah, that's not a joke. That's not an Onion article. That just, incompetence on another level. Anyway, that's besides the point. There are people who have still not received the first check since the spring, which was not enough to begin with. I have no words. Like, how many times do I have to lose my shit over this? And now they're giving you $600. They screwed you over. They gave you $1,200 in March, in fucking spring. Bitch, it's New Year next week. It's fucking 2021. And now they're giving you half of that? $600? Yo, they're begging you to lose your shit. They are begging you to fucking burn this bitch down. They're begging you, man. This is an insult. This is, let's see how much we can get away with and piss them off. That's what it is. They're provoking you. I mean, this is an insult. You think Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and McConnell would accept a one-time payment of $600? Yeah? Shall we take away their salaries? Shall we take away their health care and see how they like it? How dare you? You can't even suggest that. You would be laughed at. You would be laughed at. So you pay for their health care, you pay for their salaries, you pay for Raytheon and Lockheed Martin to make bombs that kill people, and then they give you $600. Almost a fucking year after they gave you the last round of crumbs, if you even got them. I mean, these people are literally, they're spitting in your face. This is inexcusable. Inexcusable. There are countries with far less resources, far tinier countries, far tinier economies that have done more for their populace, that have guaranteed them 80% of their payrolls, that have made sure there's a freeze on evictions, that have actually provided a social safety net. This is the richest country on earth, the US, richest nation in history. And they give you crumbs like that. I mean, and to boot, you can't have healthcare either. You can't even have healthcare. You got AOC going on Twitter explaining, how the vaccine works and how proficient she is in biology. Wonderful. How about you actually give people some fucking healthcare? People need insulin. People need to treat their blood pressure. People have a broken ankle. People need some fucking dignity. People are owed healthcare. This is insulting. This is insulting. I mean, this is really unforgivable. So there's an extension of an eviction moratorium, $25 billion for direct rental assistance. And here we go, hold on. The extension of the PPP, Small Business Lending Program, and the expansion of its eligibility. Oh boy. Do you know what that means? Let me translate that for you. Last time that they extended the PPP or small business money program, do you know what that meant? This is during the HEROES Act. They gave $2.5 million to Israel. They gave it actually to a nonprofit, which is called the Friends of the Israeli Defense Forces. I think that's their name. They're not a nonprofit, but somehow they've been classified as one. Yeah, they gave $2.5 million of your fucking money to Israel so they can kill Palestinians. They just actually approved the new defense budget, right? Which includes more billions for Israel. But, just focusing on the COVID relief, they gave COVID relief to another country. I'm curious, did Israel give you guys any money for COVID relief? Just out of curiosity. Did they extend the same courtesy? No, they fucked you over. Oh, wow. Crazy. I wonder how much money is in it for Israel this time. Oh, it doesn't, by the way, it doesn't stop there. They also included dark money groups. They also included lobbyists, right? Nancy Pelosi pushed for that. Lobbyists who come to Washington, D.C. and screw you over and make sure that it stays corrupt and make sure that corporations get their way. Yeah, the people who earn millions of dollars, they got small business money. Oh, because they've been suffering so much, man. They can't come into work and corrupt Washington. You got to pay them, right? Ironically true, since Washington is corrupt by definition. You got to keep it going, right? Of course. I wonder how much is in it for them this time. They're probably going to expand it to Al-Qaeda. Who knows? Maybe the jihadists in Idlib will get some PPP money this time. Oh my God. You know the CIA wasted like $1 billion funding jihadists in Syria? That's what we know about. That's just the figures we know about. But what else have we got over here? God damn it, Yahoo search. You need to stop clowning. There we go. $15 billion in grants for live venues, $82 billion in education funding, $30 billion for procurement and distribution of the vaccine, a tax credit for paid sick leave, an end to surprise medical billing. Once again, with their fucking half measures. Yo, look, man. No one cares, no pun intended. No one cares about an end to surprise medical billing. They want fucking healthcare like every other industrialized, civilized nation. Yes? Do you remember what they did before, also in the HEROES Act, I believe? They passed this COBRA provision. So just briefly, COBRA is if you lose your job, and by extension your healthcare, because America is such a utopia, you can continue to receive healthcare through this COBRA program by paying through the nose. Which, makes no sense, because if you've just lost your job, how can you afford to participate in that program in the first place? The prices are astronomical. What it really was, is a corporate handout, right? The corporations, they get theirs. Oh, they get theirs. And maybe you get some crumbs. But they come first. Again, more incrementalism, more crumbs, more bullshit, more distractions. COBRA, an end to surprise medical billing. No, there should be no goddamn costs associated with this. Anytime. Pandemic, no pandemic. This is some uncivilized, corrupt bullshit. People should be fucking rioting after this. Not just now, but this is like the 6th one they pass, right? Or are about to pass when they vote on Monday, rather. So, wrong window. Here we go. Negotiations started and stopped over the course of the year, the two sides often blaming one another for the impasse as Americans and businesses hoped for relief. No, what really happened, okay, is Nancy Pelosi, right, Mama Bear, what she did, she refused to get this done because she didn't want to give Trump a win before the election. We had a leak just yesterday, 2 days ago, that Trump wanted to give $2,000 stimulus checks. All right? $2,000, apparently. You ask me, that's still crumbs, because they're talking about one-time payments. This is nonsense. This is not enough. This is obscene. Especially in the richest country on earth. Nonetheless, what Pelosi did, Mama Bear, she didn't want to give Trump a win, a little political victory before the election. And so she kept saying, oh no, we're not accepting this. It's too little. And now all of a sudden she's okay with even less. How evil and malicious do you have to be to literally murder people and get people evicted and ruin their lives just so you can replace Orange Cheeto Man with this fucking senile war criminal. I mean, it's just, they are literally playing with your lives. Literally playing with your lives. They could give you healthcare tomorrow fucking morning if they wanted to. They could give everybody fucking tens of thousands of dollars instead of bombing the Middle East if they wanted to. It's all there. We're in the year 2020, almost 2021. The infrastructure is there. The resources are there. The logistics are there. The know-how is there. Everything is there. And the people that are blocking it are these pieces of shit over here. They're all playing on the same team. Never forget that. Never forget that. And you know, it's absolutely stunning how AOC, she'll rightfully criticize Republicans, sure, but then she won't say anything about the Democrats when they're the ones who are also at times, as I just pointed out, like Pelosi right before the election, blocking this shit. Be real. Like, did you get elected to, provide cover for the Democrats, or did you get elected to upset the establishment like you did when you got rid of Crowley? What is that? Go after both of them, man. Be who you said you were. It's just, and it's not just her, man. It's all of them. I mean, like, I don't even understand how you can join a fucking party like that. I would fucking resign in disgust and protest over this shit alone. Never mind all the other stuff we talked about. You're refusing to hold a vote on Medicare for all? Fuck you, I'm out. Like, how can you even continue to be a part of this establishment? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And these are the fucking crumbs that they give you. This is theater. I want you to understand that, okay? You need to understand it's all theater. When they say shit like, we were negotiating and it was so tough, and there was a gridlock, and finally we came to a compromise. It's bullshit. It's theater. It's one party. It's one team. They all work for the corporations. All right. It's great theater, isn't it? Making you think that, they're actually fighting for you. Look, there's contention. One party going against the other, head to head. We have people there representing us. They're working in our best interest. When it comes to war, man, once again, I want to point this out to you. When it comes to war, when it comes to empire, they make decisions like that. You go listen to these people on Majority Report, Sam Sater, and I don't know who else was on with him, saying that you got to wait 4 fucking years to maybe get Medicare for all, and that Jimmy Dore has set everyone back. What the fuck? You invaded Iraq in less time than that. You made up fucking weapons of mass destruction from thin air and destroyed a fucking country in less time than that. The war is still happening. It's still fucking there. I didn't have fucking pubes when that war started. It's still fucking happening. They had no problem getting that shit started. Spending fucking trillions on Afghanistan and Iraq. Oh, but you got to wait 4 years for healthcare. I'm sorry, you got to wait. It's not the right time. They always got excuses, right? We can't pull out of Afghanistan. It's the wrong strategy. It's not the right time. We can't pull out of Iraq. It's not the right time. It's not the right strategy. AOC on Syria, same thing. We can't pull out of Syria. It's Trump is not doing it right, and it's not the right time. We can't have a vote on Medicare for all. It's not the right time. It's never the right time. It's never the right time for them. You know why? Because their time is spent in certain fucking corporations and climbing up the career ladder, crawling up Nancy Pelosi's fucking asshole. That's what their time is spent doing. Okay? Stop cutting these people slack. They're insulting you. This is an insult. And then people still covering for the way they voted. on the CARES Act, the first one, right? A voice vote. You don't even know how they voted. Those sneaky motherfuckers. So no one in the future can look back in history, be like, what happened here? Oh, we don't know. We don't know how anyone voted. It was a voice vote. How fucking convenient, so that no one can hold you accountable. When you just robbed your own constituents, you robbed your own people for Boeing, for fucking lobbyists. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. Fucking scum. All of them, man, from top to bottom. Cut them no slack. This is abysmal. Abysmal. So, everybody, let me read your super chats, answer your questions, whatever you may have, and it's really been a great unmasking. And it's not just about. Again, I'm going to go off on a fucking tangent, but it's not a tangent. It needs to be said that this behavior that you've been seeing from these politicians, I mean, it's inexcusable any year, anytime. But especially now, man. I mean, the analogy to them refusing to hold a vote for Medicare for all during a pandemic, especially in a country where healthcare is tied to employment. It's like somebody drowning and they're having a fucking chit chat over whether they should throw you one of those. God damn it, what's the name of it? The round thingy. Man, I speak 4 languages and I can't remember the fucking name of it. The goddamn thingy, the floaty thingy. What is going on here? They're pondering whether to give you a life vest, right? Whether to throw you a rope. It's not the right time. Yo, man, if it's not now, I mean, fucking hopeless. Shame on them, man. Really. Shame on them. They should, if any one of them had integrity, they would have resigned. I mean, how can you be a member of such a government? Really. And this doesn't apply just to the US. This is anywhere. The great unmasking. The great unmasking. I love that new term, huh? Remember, I coined it. The boutique left. Yeah, and their media poodles. So let me get your questions. Let me get your super chats. I'm so grateful for your donations. And let me see what's going over here. So Ripster1, thank you, says, I've been waiting for this unmasking since 2016. Oh yeah. It's been a long time coming. Bone Spurs, thank you, says, I discovered you because of Jimmy. Love your content. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you stuck around. Love Jimmy, and I loved having him on. That was amazing. Semen stains. That's not a very nice thing. Thank you for the super chat. Says FFV didn't create a division in the left. It exposed one that was already there and that needs to be dealt with. Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing that people are not understanding, man, and this needs to be made very clear. Look, man, I mean, I don't know how much more clear I can make this. Hold on, I gotta adjust my silok, my kefi. Listen, man. I need to make this very clear, okay? What you said is absolutely correct. It's 100% true. We're not trying to say, look, nobody's trying to say, oh, I'm a better leftist than you. I'm a real leftist. You're a fake leftist. Dude, you support regime change. You're banging the war drums for imperialism. You're a fucking neocon. You're nowhere near the goddamn left, man. America doesn't even have a left to begin with, all right? To begin with. But you want to come along and say, like, oh, you know, it's a good thing that we bombed the shit out of Libya. It's a good thing that we destroyed one of the most prosperous countries in Africa. Yeah, great. Oh, you know what? We should do that to Syria too. Yeah, we should just get involved with everything. You sound like Donald Rumsfeld. You sound like George Bush. You sound like Paul Wolfowitz. You sound like Condoleezza Rice. You're a fucking neoconservative. You think America belongs in everybody's business, that America has to invade everyone and police the world. You're not on the fucking left. There's no infighting here. We're not allies, you fucking asshole. You're my fucking enemy. You're trying to drone strike my family. You're trying to topple governments on the other side of the planet, and you call yourself a fucking leftist? You want war and destruction? You make money for Raytheon? You think you did some little humanitarian project providing cover for this imperialist bullshit, and you call yourself a fucking leftist? We're not allies. We're not sharing a tent. You're trying to fucking kill me and kill my people, and you want to screw over your own citizens and deny them health care. Unbelievable. And then they got the stones to be like, oh, we got to have solidarity. Ain't no solidarity with us, friend. Yeah, you can go have solidarity with fucking Raytheon and those pieces of shit in the Democratic Party that you're so adamant about protecting. Infighting. There's no goddamn infighting. This is the great unmasking, and you've been fucking exposed, motherfucker. You've been exposed. The veil has been lifted. The veneer has come off. Don't fucking sit there and cry. Oh, there's trolls coming after me. Oh, Jimmy Dore is mean. Jimmy Dore ain't the fucking problem or the topic. It's Medicare for all. It's healthcare. It's you attacking Julian Assange, who's exposed war crimes and imperialism. It's you pushing for regime change and NATO bombing campaigns. You fuck. And you call yourself a leftist? You're like George Bush. You're like fucking Paul Wolfowitz. You piece of shit scum. You want to push these murderous wars and then come here and pretend, oh, we're allies and we're fighting for the same thing. No, we fucking ain't. Get out of my face. You're scum, and you should be embarrassed peddling Russiagate. You should be embarrassed promoting regime change in Africa, regime change in the Middle East. You should be fucking ashamed and go hide your goddamn face and never come back in media ever again. You stenographer piece of shit. Fucking MSNBC scum. Unreal. I need some water, excuse me. So Frank Analysis. Thank you. Says, keep up the great work, brother. I came to you for foreign. Oh, I'm out of focus. 1 second. I realized I'm out of focus. My bad. If y'all could donate to the GoFundMe so we can maybe upgrade the camera, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Frank Analysis says, keep up the great work. I came to you for foreign policy news. They blocked you because they can't debunk you and they can't tokenize you. Exactly. Thank you. That's a great point. You know, they only want to listen to, black people or Arabs or, anyone from the global South or people of color when they're parroting the same shit as them, the same imperialist shit, you know? And if you're not doing that, then, oh, okay, now we don't actually care about you. You know, they want to use us and tokenize us. And when we hit them with the truth, it's like, oh, bye-bye. Yeah, we know the games. We know the games. Like coming over here playing this white savior bullshit. Mind your goddamn business. Not you. I mean, thank you for the super chat. I'm talking about the imperialists, man. Veronica, thank you for the sticker. I appreciate it. Hold on, man. I can't read. I need to zoom in. I'm sorry. Matt Lech labeled Assange partisan on Majority Report. How is he partisan? He's not. He's what? That the whole point of what, dude. The whole point of the. I mean, I'm talking here about the most damning ones, like, you know, the rendition, Guantanamo Bay, the Iraq war logs, the Afghan war diary. That's not partisan. That's bipartisan. That's the American empire. That's the U.S. and its allies. The State Department leaks. I mean, you know, or rather, if you want to talk about the ones from Podesta, those came way after. Man, you want my honest opinion? The DNC emails, you know, like, we already knew they're fucking over Bernie. Okay? The collateral murder video is way more potent because it exposes imperialism. I mean, do you understand here? And that's not, so my point is, it's so unfair and stupid to say, oh, that's the Assange is clearly, you know, he's preferring one candidate over another, and you know, he tried to help Trump win. That is such nonsense. I mean, like, I don't even know how people can still say that, because yeah, I mean, the guy's literally putting an indictment out on him and trying to bring him over, put him 175 years in jail, right? Makes no sense whatsoever. But you, of course, you can't expect Russia gators to understand that. There is no logic in their world. Just 1 second. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Yeah, speaking of Tim Black, I don't know where the goddamn window is. 1 second, let me find it for you, because he deleted the tweet, and so I don't know where to find it. I think Jimmy reposted it, but I mean, just to tell you briefly, and show you my response. Where is it? Come on. Was this? I'm scrolling. Hold on. Okay. I don't know where my response was, but I'll tell you what it was briefly. So, you know, Tim Black basically, I don't really know him that well, but he posted something about that if you're pushing for a vote, if you're trying to force a vote on the House floor for Medicare for All, that, you know, you're basically, yeah, here we go. I found it. Okay. I can't see his tweet, but here's what I wrote. He was saying something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing here, along the lines of, if you make the squad do this, you're basically making them lose their jobs. That was his point. I think if you go on Jimmy's Twitter, you'll find the tweet, because he posted a screenshot. So this was my response. I said, if you vote for someone who covers up CIA torture, never mind denying their own people health care, yeah, you should probably quit your job and hang your head in fucking shame. Also, gotta love the inadvertent admission that the squad are careerists and you, the people, should fawn over them and protect their jobs whose salaries you pay, rather than demand they fulfill their campaign promises to you. Yeah, I mean, their job is to serve you. They're your elected representatives, supposedly, right? They ran on Medicare for all. If they don't do their fucking, their job is to give you Medicare for all. Do you understand that? Regardless, and I told you this before, just now and last time and the whole time, dude, how the fuck can you vote for Nancy Pelosi? You see what the issue is here? This is what people don't understand. This is what people don't understand because they don't have this outside perspective as someone who's not American or someone who's, been impacted by the imperialist wars. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, all of these people are war criminal scum. They're murderers, okay? They represent death and destruction. She literally covered up CIA torture. She gave a pass to George Bush. She gave a pass to Obama. She enabled that. So Medicare for all or not, regardless, how could you vote for someone like that? How could you associate yourself with someone like that? Like AOC comes and says, oh, I have concerns and considerations about Julian Assange, a journalist who's facing 175 years in jail for exposing war crimes. But you're okay with calling Nancy Pelosi Mama Bear. What kind of moral compass is that? Like, look at the party you are in. They've rehabilitated and normalized murderers, fucking murderers, criminals, class oppressors. They crap on their own citizens in the US and then they go and murder people of color and subjugate millions of people all across the globe. But then we put them on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. What the fuck? You should withhold your vote for Nancy Pelosi because she is a scumbag, corporatist, war criminal. Okay? You should withhold your vote regardless. Not to mention because she's denying Americans healthcare during a pandemic. Do you understand? Like the fucking bar has gone so low. No one even questions this. It's just like totally normal. It's the same thing with Biden, right? Like, yeah, he's just locked up hundreds of thousands of young black men, wrote the crime bill, war on drugs, started the war in Iraq. Oh, yeah, it's just Biden. We're going to vote for Biden. What the fuck? Like, what is this, the Twilight Zone? Have you people lost your fucking minds? Look at who you're dealing with. Look at these people. Unreal. How this is normalized and like made acceptable. It's nuts. It's fucking nuts. Christopher, thank you for the super chat. Christopher says it's becoming clear who the fifth columns are now. North American Ape, thank you for the super chat. Says what's funny is weren't these all the same people who pushed symbolic impeachment knowing it was going to go nowhere at all? They're all clowns. Yeah, absolutely. When it was time to impeach Trump, knowing that it would not pass in the Senate, they were like, oh, well, we should still do it anyway because, we can't let him get away with this and we have to take a stand and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so where's that energy right now with Medicare for all, which, people's fucking lives are at stake? Right? Because they say, oh, it's not going to pass. Which, I mean, I don't even know if you don't even know that. I think you put those lawmakers, murderers, agents of imperialism, agents of corruption, if you put them on the spot on Medicare for all, they're going to have a tough time explaining why they voted against that. Nonetheless, it's the focus here is the hypocrisy from the people saying that it's a hopeless endeavor. I mean, I don't even understand this. Like, you are already in a hopeless situation. What the fuck else do you want to try? What? You want to wait another 300 years? What are you waiting for? This is horseshit. This is inexcusable. But yeah, great point, right? So, All of a sudden, they're not interested. Neil, thank you for the super chat. It says, Jacob and Mag had Ned Cuck speak at the DSA, NED Cuck speak at the DSA convention. Oh, well, you know, this... The political conventions, the party conventions this year have been absolutely invigorating, have they not? Yeah. One clown show after the other. I mean, the Democratic Party one, I think the DNC one was quite the. I think that one takes the cake. You remember the video? We covered it together live. We watched it live, didn't we? God, they brought Colin Powell. I mean, why not bring Dick Cheney? Like, if you're gonna go all out. If you're gonna go all out with the neocons, at least bring Dick Cheney. Colin Powell's like the lamest neocon from the Bush regime. He was like he was the one who had to go to the UN holding the bag and like lie, or it was the left holding the bag, lying about Iraq. It's so funny though, because like he tries to play it off and say like, oh, they forced me into it. They what? Dude, I don't care if you put a fucking machine gun to my head. I'm not going to go and lie to the UN about WMD. It's like, what kind of an excuse is that? What a bullshitter. Just, don't worry. I'm sure next time the DNC will have Dick Cheney. Maybe Kissinger will make an appearance. David, thank you for the sticker super chat. Alex says, let's continue to blow this up. 100%. And by the way, I'm trying to gather more information on this sit-in about forcing the vote. So let me explain this to you. People are talking about this on Twitter now, about having a sit-in in DC in January to force a vote, right? Direct action, basically, is what we always talk about. I saw Bree, she was retweeting it. So, and I'm still trying to understand what the date is, because I think they're still organizing it and stuff. But we'll stay informed on that. What my question is, are you guys going to be able to do it? Because, for example, if you look at the UK, you know, they have a lockdown, and it's gotten even more severe now. But even before, like protesting for Assange, for example, like they would just come and break it up immediately. So I don't know if they're going to let you do that and then say, oh, because of COVID, you can't do a sit-in. I have no clue. But I want to get some clear information from when it's like happening and how it's happening. And I'll keep you guys up to date, because, you know, if AOC was going outside Pelosi's office when she first got in, maybe it's time to go to AOC's office. Yes? I mean, I can, obviously. They're not too fond of of Syrians in the United States. Plus, I think no one from Europe can actually fly to the US, unfortunately. But you know I will be with you there in spirit. And we'll do as much as we can. So here we go. Pancho, hashtag force the vote. That's what we're talking about. Keep punching up, Richard. Great work. Thank you. I appreciate it. Levon says, I'm glad you went live tonight. This is a treat. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to have you guys. Thank you so much. Neil says, Kasparian washed Madeleine Albright's feet at MSC. I mean, man, you're talking about Munich Security Conference, if I'm not mistaken. I showed the pictures before. I think that's where she had that interview with her. But yeah, I mean, just horrible. I mean, horrible, really. Do you remember when they had Rick Wilson on a few weeks ago? But I mean, Rick Wilson is well, you know, he's also a neocon. But I think Matt Albright she's in another league of mass murderer. So, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll have Henry Kissinger on TYT one day if we're lucky, right? Why not? Maybe George Bush will join him. Rip Sir Win says, quote, I have more respect for for Assad than any U.S. Politician. I mean, do you remember that interview last year with RT? And he said that he likes Trump because he's more honest than other U.S. presidents. And then I think NBC, well, I saw NBC News do it, but other outlets did it too. They tried to do like a Russiagate type thing. Like, oh my God, you see, Trump is friends with Kim Jong-un and he's friends with Putin. And now he has Assad's approval. No, dude, he was saying that Trump is more honest in his imperialism. But he didn't say he likes Trump. He was just saying, like, you know, Trump openly admits he's here for the oil, right? I've showed you those videos many times. We're keeping the oil. Whereas Joe Biden will come and say, we're delivering democracy, you know? And he'll still take the fucking oil, right? So it's so hilarious watching the U.S. media just. Morpheus, thank you for the super chat. Morpheus says AOC TYT the squad exposed. Man, not just them, they're media poodles as well. Joe Bro, thank you for the super chat. Joe says, what a sniveling coward Nomiki Kunst is. She wasn't talking all this smack about Jimmy when she went on his show. Yeah, well, it's so funny. I just want to point something out. It's so funny how they tried to use the Assad smear against Jimmy, right? They tried to, I mean, what was their point with that? Like, let's break this down. 1 second. There we go. So all of these people on the boutique left, yes, the crypto neolibs, they thought they were very smart. They thought they're going to come along and be like, oh, look at Jimmy, man, this guy, he's so bad faith. And he took Assad money. What the fuck does that have to do with Medicare for all? Again, are you saying the Syrian president is secretly trying to get Americans healthcare through Jimmy Dore? And he did it with 2,000 euros or dollars? What? What does that even mean? I mean, he is an eye doctor. I just remembered. But it's so funny how they tried to use this against him and then it completely backfired. Because Anna Kasparian hangs out with mass murderers like Madeleine Albright, murders 500,000 Iraqi children with sanctions, and then says, yeah, I think it was worth it. I mean, scum is an understatement. And then Nomiki, she also thinks she's a smartass, and she brings that up when she's taken fucking money from this CIA cutout and going to Libya, pretending to do humanitarian work after they bombed the country to smithereens, which she supported. Like, yeah, we needed NATO, and you know all these Arabs, they're so grateful that we bombed the fucking shit out of their country, and now they have a slave trade and no infrastructure and no government. Look, white people were so amazing. What would these Arabs do without us? and she got so butthurt about that. I mean, just unreal. And you know, Anna as well. She's like, "Oh, I defended Assange." And, you know, you're just a liar, Jimmy. And then when I called her out that she hasn't done shit for Assange, she blocks me, you know? So it's so funny watching them try to derail the conversation for Medicare for All, which shows that they're bad faith actors, not Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore didn't attack you personally. Jimmy Dore didn't say anything about you. He was talking about Medicare for All. He wants people to have health care. And what do? They change the subject. They start bringing up smears about him taking money and being a bad faith actor and all this stuff, and it just fucking backfires on them. Hilarious, honestly. And yeah, I mean, like I showed you, they all blocked me instantly because they can't They don't like it when, Syrians, actual Arabs, tell them the truth, right? Call them out on their bullshit, because it's very easy for them to go after Jimmy or like someone who's American and be like, oh, you're just saying that because you take Assad money. They can't do that with someone else from Syria. I'm telling you, you're full of shit because you're full of shit. You can't buy me. You can't fucking, I'm not for sale, bitch. You're full of shit. And they can't handle that, right? They only want to tokenize people of color. And when they can't do that, when you don't suit their NATO narrative, when you don't suit their imperialist narrative, oh, now you're not a good little brown person anymore. Now we block you. Goodbye. So much for tolerance. So much for diversity. So much for solidarity with the leftists, right? So much for the big tent. Apparently, this tent at TYT does not include Arabs who don't want fucking regime change and NATO bombing campaigns. Good riddance. The great unmasking. What a fruitful unfolding of events. So there we go, man. I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it's so hilarious. They think they're so fucking smart. It's just embarrassing. North American Ape. Thank you very much for the super chat. Says, even if we gave the benefit of the doubt, instead of bringing on these imaginary people, instead of discussing the issue with them, you instead go on Sam Seder to smear Jimmy, but he's toxic. Yeah, I mean, they're too scared to come on the show, on Jimmy's show. And AOC went on once when she was running for office. She ain't been back since. They won't converse with you in good faith, right? It's I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say. Like, I look, let's be clear. I never worked at TYT. I don't know what the fuck the full story is between all this stuff, but when I see this regime change apologist shit and how they're trying to change the subject, I mean, I don't give a shit what fucking DMs you had 2 years ago. That's not the point here. They're accusing Jimmy of being bad faith. It's them. It's them, man. So there you go. By the way, the funniest one, you want to hear something funny? This was hilarious. This is earlier on Twitter. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up for you. I think I have it over here. So nope, I couldn't find it. But just briefly, you had a couple of people saying things like, why are you meddling in our domestic affairs? You're not even American. You're not a U.S. citizen. You can't even vote. So? Fuck you. Dude, I'm doing you a favor. I'm telling you, stop bombing my country, stop bombing other countries, and use that money for yourself, for healthcare. I'm doing you a favor. Moreover, I don't need your fucking permission, right? Wait, what is this ridiculous notion? Like, oh, he's not one of us. He's just an Arab. Like, don't talk. But we're going to come and bomb you, and we're going to talk about your country, and we're going to meddle in your affairs. I'd love to see these people go and say that to the stenographers at CNN and MSNBC, or even, in so-called progressive media, right? I'd love to see them go and tell these regime change apologists to shut the fuck up because they're not Syrian, they're not Libyan. Do you think they're going to do that? Never, right? Because of course it's okay for America to meddle in other countries' domestic affairs. But how dare you talk about our domestic affairs? What? Bitch, I could be in fucking Antarctica and I'd still be saying the same thing. And again, they're derailing the goddamn conversation. It's really funny. It really is. I mean, you know, maybe I should stop covering Israeli war crimes because I'm not Palestinian. Or maybe I should stop talking about sanctions in Iran because I'm not Persian. Or maybe, you know, I should stop talking about the imperialist aggression against Venezuela because I'm not Venezuelan. Broadcast journalists should not cover the news. Go fuck yourselves. They're really funny, man. They're really funny. David says, "Tell him, Richard." You know I will. Thank you, David. Gordon, thank you for the sticker. I appreciate it. David says, "CIA socialists gotta go." You fucking know it, man. You know it. And they were quoting that Bellingcat bullshit, you know, and yeah. Hold on, I found the tweet. My girl just sent me the tweet that I was telling you about. This is it. Look at this. He's not one of us. He's not one of us. And he's pontificating in our domestic issues. He's not a U.S. citizen or a U.S. immigrant. Wow. All right. Man, they're really hilarious. Like I'm just, I can't help but laugh. It's like listening to children, you know. I don't like that you're right. Stop talking. Not to mention, it's like it's not even low key. It's just high key racist as fuck. So there you go. That was one of them anyway. So excuse me. Let me just go back over here. Debbie Dogs. It is extremely useful to unmask the fakes and see how frantic the establishment and minions are getting as we keep coming for them. It is. Anthony, I love you, Anthony. Anthony always sends a banana peel or a banana as a sticker. I really appreciate it. Roger says, what was O's excuse for bombing Libya? You mean Obama? Or who are you talking about exactly? We talked a lot of we mentioned a lot of war criminals in this stream, so I'm trying to discern which one you're referring to exactly. I'm gonna assume you're talking about Obama. Well, you know, you had the Arab Spring, right? Which is a CIA op, basically, and you had a NATO bombing campaign then. So I mean, France were involved, and that was actually just wild. Because if I recall correctly, I think Gaddafi, he gave the French president Sarkozy, he gave him millions for his re-election campaign, and the guy turns around and bombs him. I mean, just like, wow. Anyway, so it wasn't just the U.S. It was a NATO bombing campaign, and man, this is the thing where they set up a no-fly zone over Libya. And do you remember Hillary Clinton jumping for joy when she found out that when she got the news that they'd killed Gaddafi? I mean, just literally jumping for joy. Like I've never seen someone do that, especially after someone's been murdered. Actually, Gaddafi was lynched, to be specific. And the video, someone filmed it, is very brutal. So If you have a, I mean, I wouldn't recommend watching it. But you know, it's a regime change, man. I mean, what do you expect? The guy, you need to understand something. The official narrative, right, is. Sorry, I switched myself out. So, you know, the official narrative, oh, we got to get rid of these dictators, you know, we got to bring democracy to the Arabs. And, dude, look at the country. Where's this democracy? It's, you know, Wild West in the Middle East or MENA. But, I mean, it's a failed state at this point, you know, and you got, they're fighting over the oil fields and the refineries, and Turkey is involved, and Egypt is involved, and it's turning into, I mean, it's a full-blown proxy war at this point, right? And you need to understand something. Libya was one of the most prosperous countries in Africa, right? And I mean, Gaddafi was turning away from Pan-Arabism a bit towards Pan-Africanism, and every time you have independent nations in the global south that don't bend the knee to the United States or the UK or to the West, who want to promote regional unity, they go after him. They fuck him up, right? You either become a vassal state, like you know, Australia, unfortunately, right now. Or a client state, you know, like Saudi Arabia and the other Gulf kingdoms. Or they come in and destroy you, like Iraq, like Syria, like Libya. Yeah. There's a speech, I think I've showed it to you before, at the Arab League. We'll look at it another time. He knew what was coming. He knew. He knew exactly what was coming. Atom Gray, thank you for the super chat. Says, I don't, well, I assume you're quoting me. I don't tolerate this. You goddamn right, I don't tolerate this bullshit. Alex, thank you for the super chat. Says, lol, I don't give a shit if Jimmy bought a house. I know. What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand this. I don't understand what that has anything to do with Medicare for all. Fucking zero. I mean, like, they just don't like it when people are more successful than them. That's it. And they especially don't like it when the veil is lifted and they're exposed as being crypto neolibs, right? I mean, I'm so tired of these fucking fake, you know, these people at TYT and the boutique left. It's just insufferable, really, you know, because when it comes down to it, what are they doing? Instead of holding politicians accountable, they're going after Jimmy. They're going after, I mean, they're not even going after me. They just flat out blocked me because it's like they can't engage with me. They can't engage with me. They have nothing to say because I will fucking shit on them, shred them. You gonna come lecture me about bombing my country, about bombing my neighbors? You're gonna lecture me about Assange? I didn't see you at the hearing. Like, they got nothing to say. It's just, they block, they go, they run away like fucking cowards. 3 of them in the same week. You saw it. What do you want me to say? Hilarious. But Jimmy Dore bought a house. What? Perfecto. Thank you for the super chat. It says, when you stand up for people, they hold you up on their backs. We bought Jimmy's house so he can speak for us because no one else will. That's a good way to put it, man. That is a good way to put it. Caden Rodriguez says, it's idiocracy. Ibanez, thank you. Says, new subscriber as of last week. Good to see someone fighting for Americans from abroad. P.S. Love the background being a guitar player. I was just thinking your name's Ibanez, and I was like, I need to get one, man. I want to get one for, you know, like a drop B tuning maybe. They're great. They're great. Ibanez guitar is wonderful. And thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that a lot. Johnny is here. Johnny Gratz, it's good to see you. Says, thanks for keeping me relatively sane this week. No worries. I think we all need it, man. Ibanez says, I have many boutique guitar pedals. None of them offered me Medicare for all. You see, man? These boutique, this boutique left. We gotta get rid of him, man. Omar, thank you for the super chat. It says, I'm a new fan of the show. I recently unsubscribed from TYT because I couldn't handle their bullshit anymore. Man, I mean, it's quite insufferable. Truly, like, I don't give a fuck about these people. I really don't. You know, I want to talk about Palestine. I want to talk about Syria. I want to talk about what's happening in the U.S. I want to talk about Assange. I want to talk about things of substance. But when you're seeing these people abdicate their role in holding politicians accountable and then going after the only, or one of the only people who is, you know, after Jimmy, it's like, what the fuck? No, slow down. And being hypocrites too. Like they're taking fucking CIA money and promoting regime change and then like shitting on people who were, I mean, Jimmy, as I said, was one of the only people actually telling the truth on Syria, exposing these bullshit chemical gas attacks. I mean, no one else was. How does that make money? Dixon was saying that. Benjamin Dixon was saying that Jimmy is doing this to make money, right? He's saying, oh, he wants to buy a house and just like, what are you talking about? If you do videos about Syria, you get demonetized. You can't even write the word Syria in the title or else it gets demonetized or like they'll limit the reach. Jimmy did tons of videos debunking Russiagate. Same thing. Jimmy does a lot of adversarial journalism that you don't fucking do. And are you saying he's chasing money? Dude, if you want to chase money, you're not going to cover Syria. You're not going to cover it or debunk Russiagate. What a bunch of like that's fucking bad faith. And those are fucking lies. So there you go. And they know this. They fucking know this. Jackie says, new fan of the show and so happy to have found this channel. Keep speaking truth to power. Really enjoying your take on things. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. Thank you very much for this humbling message. I really appreciate it. David says, when is it time for tens of thousands of people to just go to the prison and free Assange? Hashtag political prisoner, man. You should have seen. I mean, I wasn't there, but I was told all the stories at in February. So not this hearing now in September, but when it first started in February, near Belmarsh prison, they made so much noise. You had people coming from France. You had people coming from Germany. You had people from all over the world. Just like now, a bit less now because of the pandemic, but you had people coming from all over for Assange, and they were making such a ruckus outside that they couldn't even hear anything inside the courtroom. I love it. By the way, I want to tell you something. It's so obvious. I think I mentioned it towards the end of the hearing, but I think I know why they put the Assange hearing on the 6th floor at the very top at the end of the hallway. So, because like every time when we're going in, you go through the security check because you're not allowed to bring in phone, no phone, no food, nothing. We had to walk up these flights of stairs, and then it was all the way at the back of the hallway. And I realized why. It's because they didn't want the activists and the protesters outside to be heard in the courtroom. The court was fucking empty because of the pandemic. There wasn't that much going on. Like you could have easily had the hearing on the 1st floor, 3rd floor, whatever. Yeah. Fucking bastards. Seriously. Sammy says they said the same thing about the Beytunia killings. 2 teens killed with live rounds in 2014. yeah, man. I mean, the Israelis, they just get away with the like most heinous shit, and no one holds them accountable. Like, have you ever even heard of someone suggesting that Israel be sanctioned? Like, you as a civilian, as a person, they'll attack you for talking about BDS. Never mind a country or a state sanctioning Israel for their war crimes, for their human rights violations. For, you know, it's like they want to have it both ways. They want to say, oh, we're a legitimate state and we're a democracy and we uphold international law, and then they want to behave like fucking, you know, gangsters and just occupy Syria illegally, occupy Palestine illegally, Lebanon, you know, Egypt. They want to annex land. They want to fucking murder children, bomb civilians with chemical weapons. Like unfucking real, man. I think it was Norman Finkelstein who said that Israel is the only, I'm paraphrasing, he said something along the lines of Israel is the only nation in modern history that is able to commit genocide without any repercussions. Fucking facts, man. Kashmiri Wani, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. A Tester says, thanks for all you do, Richard. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Muhammad Afzal, thank you as well. Scum777, thank you very much. And the next user, 777 Kidad. I come from genocide in Yugoslavia, and if not for people like you, the world wouldn't have known. You give the victims a voice and do them justice, bro. I really appreciate that. And, you know, it's, man, imperialism is a fucking disease. I mean, it's really... Everything they touch, it's just destruction and misery. Really, I'm really grateful for the message, and I'm sorry to hear about that. You know, we got to keep exposing it because I mean, what I find insane is that you have these progressive channels, whatever outlets, who claim to be, oh, we're anti-establishment and, you know, we're different and blah, blah, blah. And we're not corporate funded. Okay. So why don't you cover foreign policy? Why don't you cover imperialism? Like, it's not just you should because it's news, but it's your country that's doing it. I mean, the reason you don't have social safety nets, you don't have Medicare for all, you don't have all of the social safety nets that other countries enjoy is because you're busy bombing the rest of the fucking planet, and they won't touch it. Just unbelievable. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, you know, it's like. Heartbreaking stuff, man, really. Thank you for the donation. New Jack City says, started watching you after Jimmy Dore interview. I'm enjoying it. Salam. Allah Selmak. I really appreciate it. That was so good having Jimmy on. Really. Derek. Hold on. I lost you, Derek. Where'd you go? Derek says, regarding the bullshit about Jimmy's house, how much do we think Cenk's house and Anna's house are worth? Anna's houses are worth. More than Jimmy's, I bet. More importantly, Jimmy earned the money for his house, honestly. Exactly. Plus, I don't care if Anna and Cenk live in a fucking castle. If they would speak on some real shit, if they would do substantive journalism, more power to you. Your fucking domicile is not my problem here. My problem is that you are providing cover and you're deflecting because you don't want to hold, you know, a bunch of progressives accountable. That's the issue, right? But good point. Good point. I mean, they've taken fucking millions, right? 20 million, if I recall. But again, I mean, let's be real here. Even if TYT had taken none of that 20 million, if they're not going to fucking report properly, I'm not interested, man. And if they're going to go after people who are pressuring politicians correctly, this is not okay. You feel me? But the financial, corruption makes it worse. Definitely. And then it's funny how they accuse others of what they're doing. Like, once again, they're accusing Jimmy of taking money. They're accusing him of being like bad faith, when that's just a reflection of their behavior. It's so pathetic. Seriously. Like, is that how you want to be remembered? Like, people were in a pandemic without healthcare, losing their jobs, and you were busy attacking Jimmy Dore instead of pressuring politicians? What kind of a fucking legacy is that? Anyway, Roger, thank you for the super chat. Roger says, Rice, my con woman, time we pre and gen challenger. Oh, primary and general challenger. Yeah. She's your congresswoman, right? Well, I mean, the seat that she just got over AOC is reserved mainly for New Yorkers. I'm just still puzzled by AOC's reaction. I really am, man. Pookie, thank you for the super chat. Says, CDN, I get $9.50 biweekly with full healthcare and food aid. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm sure my brain will figure out in a second. Scott Stevens, thank you. Says, thank you, love your work. The Gym says, new viewer, and I appreciate your perspective, even if I don't always agree 100%. Fair enough. Any chance you talk to plebeian media? He's conservative, but I think the exchange of ideas would be interesting. I don't know who they are exactly, but I mean, dude, I just showed you like Sarah Palin defending Assange, so I mean, like, anything is possible these days, isn't it? Anything is possible these days. You got Sarah Palin like out-lefting the squad. What does that say, man? Unbelievable. But I always ask the viewers to suggest guests and people to bring on, so I'll take a look, and I appreciate the super chat. Florin says, amazing work as always, Richard. Thank you for everything you are doing. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Atom Gray says, stay hydrated, comrade. # boutique left. Yeah, I must listen to you. I'm not staying hydrated enough. Florin Tupperware, thank you, both of you, for your donations. David says, Sam Cedar is a crybaby. I mean, dude, I don't watch the guy's show, so I don't even know what the fuck, like, is his issue, but this stuff with Jimmy, I mean, no. Steven, 1916, says they openly admit they'd vote for concentration camps on the majority report as the lesser of two evils. They'd vote to have themselves castrated. Well, yeah, as long as a blue fucking Democrat does it, right? Then it's okay. Then it's not a war crime. Then it's not a violation of human rights. It's the lesser of two evils. Just swallow a little. Remember Joe Biden's wife? She said that. Oh, my bad. Dr. Jill Biden. Garcia says, thanks for supporting #ForceTheVote, forcethevote.org. Again, we got to amplify this campaign. I need more info. That's not, I'll get down on it. Emblemed Fate, good to see you, says, I heard Libya, I'm here. Hey, hey, Rich, glad you're growing. Of course, Habibi, and I really appreciate that. Furious Payoff says, thanks for speaking the truth. If you want some insider knowledge about TYT, listen to John Gratz's stories. #Free Palestine. Thank you for the suggestion. Will do. I always put these in different tabs so I can check them out later. All right. The progressive lefty says social democrats will always side with corporatives when pushed love. So, okay. When pushed, comma, love from Canada. That's it, man. That's the problem. When it comes down to it, they will not give you healthcare. When it comes down to it, they will support the regime change bullshit. And this is the great unmasking. And it's been a long fucking time coming. I don't tolerate this, man. Like, you need to understand something. I don't have the fucking patience for this. I really don't. Like, I'm telling you, you deserve better. That's it. Not only do you deserve better, as all humans do, but it is more accessible and easier for you than any other nation to have these things. And that's why it is so infuriating. And I'm infuriated on your behalf. And it is stunning that your own countrymen who call themselves progressives are not. This is fucking stunning. Danish. Thank you for the super chat. Says, good job, Richard. You are a voice for the voiceless. Inshallah, always will be. I appreciate it. Daisy, thank you very much. Says, Daisy says, thank you for speaking up. Many do not understand the struggles of immigrant families and others that have been affected by the U.S. government. Well, apparently I'm not an immigrant and I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I'm not allowed to speak. Like, they're just flat out racist. Seriously, it's unbelievable. But yeah, seriously, I mean, 100% on point. And you know, it's so funny how they want to tokenize immigrants. They want to tokenize people of color. And as soon as it doesn't please their narrative, they ditch you, right? They ditch people like they're nothing. Goody Weaver. Regarding the attacks on Jimmy, you, and Bree, I wonder how many are on DNC Twitter forums dedicated to dividing the left and creating a toxic environment. I mean, once again, man, I don't even consider those people on the left. To me, if you're supporting Joe Biden, you're supporting imperialism. You're a fucking you're in George Bush's camp. You're as right wing as they get. Like, you know what I'm saying? But so I find it so funny when they use that phrase, because they want to cling so desperately to this idea that they are the real leftists, and that like somehow, you know, we're causing ripples. Like, oh, you're rocking the boat. No. We're taking off the mask. It's a spring cleaning. It's like you know, we're clearing the air, right? And that's what they don't like. Capitalist apologists against home ownership. That's a good one, Adam Gray. That's a good one. Pookie says, Canada, that's dollars from... Oh, okay, I see. And Abby Martin she is fighting BDS in court right now. Started watching your show after Jimmy Dore. Shukran Habib. Thank you. I love Abby Martin. I'd love to have her on. I think... Yeah, I was supposed to get her on a few months ago, but I will ask her on again soon, man. She's done amazing work. Seriously, please go watch her stuff on the Empire Files, Gaza Fights for Freedom. Amazing stuff. Really good stuff, and I respect her a lot. She's one of the real ones. And we got a very generous super chat over here from Maniac, and I'm so sorry I missed it because I'm trying to read all of them. Maniac, j'espère que t'es encore ici. I don't know if he's still here, but Maniac says, yo, just passing through, busy times, but you've been rocking this shit and you finally had the stream with Jimmy. So something was required. So happy to see you being mentioned more and more by just about everybody in the actual leftist circles. Hopefully things will keep moving along. The current unmasking is a great thing. There's no time to waste dealing with people who are only there to keep the status quo going by saying the right words, but have no intention to do anything. Fuck them, drop them, keep the people who want action and take fucking action. All those sheep will just have to catch up later on once they don't have to put in any work anymore because it'll have been done for them. Keep rocking, you got the shit. On les emmerde. C'est couilles molles. Pas besoin d'eux, au contraire. 100%. Maniac, j'espère que t'es encore là. Je te remercie énormément et 100% on les emmerde. Vraiment, mais... Attends, je regarde dans les commentaires. I don't know if Maniac's still here, but I really appreciate it. Really appreciate the love. Ah, Maniac est encore là. Merci. On les emmerde, ces couilles molles. On les emmerde, putain. Lloyd, thank you for the donation. Lloyd says, hey man, I found you through Jimmy Dore. Like your message and passion. Keep speaking truth to power. Bless up. It's so good to see so many newcomers, new subscribers, and to see you guys stay. I really appreciate it, and no less from Jimmy as well. I mean, Jimmy, like I said, the best. You know he's doing something right when all of these hacks are going after him. Like that alone. You feel me? So it's good to see you guys, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. Encore merci beaucoup, Maniac. J'apprécie tellement. Attends, ce putain de portable. 1 second, man. My phone is bugging. I want to make sure I read everybody's donations. Kat says, we fight on. We are the people. Again, I need to bring you news about this force the vote. And, man, I got so much exciting stuff for you guys, but I have to try so hard not to spoil. Marissa says, my birthday was 2 days ago. Will you play me a crab dance? Of course. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I get everybody. And we're going to have a little crab dance for Marissa over here. Habibi Collins says, appreciate you streaming as always. Not sure if you've seen my tweets over the last days, but a few of us are organizing to head to DC to sit in AOC's office. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. For a sit-in in an attempt to force the vote. As you and Jimmy always say, direct action equals real change. Folks will also be in DC the same weekend for Action for Assange. Your thoughts on this, and can you help support us in this effort if you agree? Like I've been saying, 100%. And it's true. The judge is going to give a decision on Assange January 4th. And the sit-in for this, as I understood, is in the first or second week of January. So I'm still waiting to get the fixed date because I'm not the one organizing it, but I will help promote it. This is what we're talking about, man. This is it. And you heard me say an hour ago, AOC used to sit in Pelosi's office. Maybe it's time to sit in AOC's office. Real shit. So this is good. I got you, Habibi. We also got. There's no note here, but thank you very much, Jelly. I really appreciate it. And I think I got everybody. I hope I got everybody. So bless you guys. I really appreciate the support so much. And all right, this is going to keep loading. This is going to keep loading over here. But if you have not seen my interview that I posted today with the Venezuelan Minister of Foreign Affairs, definitely go check it out. I think it's important because, you know, if you turn on, you already know why. If you listen to Western media, I mean, it's copy paste, all of it. Oh my God, the elections are illegitimate. Oh, it's always this like xenophobic, racist fucking message that they put there implicitly, like, oh, you see these brown people, these non-Westerners, these people in Global South, they don't know how to run elections. They don't have any real democracy. The white man has to come and show them. Unfucking believable. So we debunked a lot of those smears, and it was an honor to speak with him. So definitely go check it out. Default says, organize a party to hold progressives to account. You mean a political party? Man, I mean, I would love just to be at the sit-in, but I can't even do that because I think you have to be a U.S. citizen to do to start a party, right? So default says yes, a political party. Look, man, if you ask me, I mean, you are asking me. I've said this many times before. For me, there's 3 things you need. And I mean, this is not, I'm not just talking about the US. I'm saying in any case, new media. I mean, you can't have you know, like let's say you had a new party, you had social movements, all this stuff. If people are still getting brainwashed and fucking lied to, it's not going to work. So new media, number one, independent new media. Number two, man, you need to have a new political party. I mean, like this idea that you can go into the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, the duopoly, whatever, and you can reform it. I mean, this is obscene. Enough. This is bullshit. It's all, you know, sheepdogging. It's designed like that. And it's not even like, I mean, look at other countries. You look at any European country, just France, for example. Dude, they don't just have like one party or two parties. I mean, the Greens, for example, in the US are minuscule compared to what they are in Austria or Germany or France or pick any European country. That's just the Greens. And not to mention you have a dozen other parties, right? And of course, you know, you're always going to have one or two parties that are more predominant. But nonetheless, there's plurality. Yeah? There's plurality. And this idea that, oh, well, how dare you vote third party? How dare you even contemplate? No, this has got to stop. This is bullshit. No. This reforming the Democratic Party is horseshit. It's ridiculous. Look how they roll over. It's like this thought needs to be erased completely. All right. And I wish people would really get that, because it's like flogging a dead horse, as we say in the UK. What do they say in the US? You also say flogging a dead horse? Or whipping. I don't know what the phrase is in in the US, but there you go. Hold on, I feel like I missed someone's super chat, but listen, guys, listen. I want to play a crab dance for Marissa. I don't know if she's still here, but it was her birthday. Happy belated birthday. And I also want to thank all the people who signed up on Patreon. We got William, we got Kyle, we got John, we got Marcus, and we got Mario. So I'm gonna play a crab dance for you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show. This goes out to you.
Clap for that, you stupid bastard. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Listen, fuckhead, you have fucking crossed the line, claiming I'm the enemy. You got that, you goddamn son of a bitch?
I don't give a fuck what you think, bitch.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Cut that bitch off.
Hey, why you texting? Why? You're getting nervous, man. Calm down. It's okay. Okay.
Suck my dick and choke on it. I yield my time. Fuck you.
What'd you think of that? Guys, I need to update this. I need to update it because I think we're at 317 now. I'm not sure, but once we get to 350, you know, we're going to have a brand new crab dance. And man, I swear you guys ain't ready. You know I deliver. You know every time we get a new crab dance, every time we hit that goal, we get something even more explosive. So if you can't support the show, please do patreon.com/papichuloman. And you can do that for as little as $2 a month. Anything, as much as you like or as little as you like, everything is fine. Everything is appreciated. And I thank you so much. And once again, I really implore you to make an account on Rockfin. It's free. And you're going to find Jimmy Dore, Ron Placone, Graham Elwood, Nico, Combo Couch, Whitney Webb. Like we're all there because there's no censorship. It's awesome. And I'm streaming live over there right now. So you will find all the videos. And like I said, you can make an account for free. So at least do that, right? We don't want to keep everything on YouTube. But if you hit the red button, if you subscribe, you get everybody's premium. It's like an all-in-one package. So there you go. Rockfin.com/RichardMedhurst. And if you can, we're trying to get to our goal with the GoFundMe. So the link, I'm going to post it in the chat, and that would be really appreciated. If anyone could donate, thank you so much. And last but not least, the last plug, QR codes. So that's it for me, guys. Man, I can talk for hours about politics, but you know, I don't want to spend hours plugging the show, boring you guys. I'm already very grateful for all the support, for your kind words, for being so humble, for being so generous, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. You'll find the segments up shortly, again, on YouTube, on Rockfin. And yeah, that's it. And oh, one last thing. Please sign up for the newsletter. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you go to the website, and I'll also put the link below, RichardMedhurst.com, you'll find the newsletter thing at the bottom, right? So there it is. You just put in your email, and I was thinking of using this to give you live notifications, because sometimes YouTube does not inform you. Sometimes I go live, doesn't inform you. So we're going to start using that. All right. Again, it doesn't cost anything, and we want to decentralize from YouTube because we're getting screwed over just for talking about Syria and everything. Yeah, big tech ain't exactly our friends. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys rock. You are awesome. Thank you. And I will catch you very, very soon. Be good. Be safe. I love you. Masa.